Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a taste of Lavina Poetic Empress coming at you with the wise, magnificent Carver, Orisha Stone. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How about yourself, guys?
I'm good. I'm good.
If,
Now,
if,
go ahead.
I was. It's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of topics to talk about today. What we talking about?
Exactly. We could talk about, since you're my guest, and pretty much everything that you do pretty much ties in to what goes on in the world and how we can stay safe and protect ourselves from all that is going on in the world.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
so, I guess some of the topics that are going on is in the news front and center is what's going on in Jamaica, I guess Gaza, and other parts of the Sudan. Um, it's so much uh, killings and heartache and pain, people losing their homes, their businesses. And I know that for some people, I haven't experienced it and I'm grateful for it. But I know that some people might be totally devastated, thinking they don't have any options, or, they're looking at who's going to come and help them. Well, one thing for sure is that this is a truly a time for us to unite so we can call on each other and we can help one another, because Jamaica has experienced people who are not of their race coming to help them. They have to give up too much of the country, of themselves, in order for other nationalities to come and help them when they have the power within themselves in order to save themselves, to rebuild. Because I know there are builders over there, men who know how to lay a foundation, build a house, and all that entails that to rebuild or restore a business. There are people over there with great wisdom and knowledge in order to do those things. So, what do you think?
Well, one, it's most definitely unfortunate what's going on around the world in general. It's a lot of going on around the world in general. It's a lot of hypocrisy going around. It's a lot of disrespect going around. Um, when you said about you said something really powerful about Jamaica needing help from outside forces and everything else. But when you have a situation like you said, where they can take the same help from the same people that's always done what they've done when they help them, because there's no such thing as free help. They come
Mm-mm.
down to help them. One, those islands, they say I think what 75% of the Jamaicans aren't even allowed to go to the
To the
beaches.
beach.
So
Exactly.
and then we have so many agents out right now that's disrespecting people, trying to cause the diaspora wars, what they call it, the diaspora wars. They disrespect people online. Well, who are you expecting to help?
Right.
Because with everybody being disrespectful to indigenous Americans or black Americans, whatever you want to call them here. If you got
Hmm.
Haitians being disrespectful, you got the Congo, you got black Africans being disrespectful, you got all these people disrespectful. Who's the one that's supposed to speak up for them?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, if we're not, as far as a collective, reprimanding and correcting those people that go come out and on social media, if we're not filtering that out and not allowing these people to be disrespectful, because I saw one video and they were like, "Yo, we waiting for the Americans to get out of here," and it was the Americans ready to line up to go down there and help them, but the whole time they were mad at a girl that speaks American because she's from Turk and Caicos, and
Hmm.
it was in her bio that she's not even American, but they were blaming Americans for everything that she was doing. You see what I'm saying? So this is one of those catch-22s that, like you said, though, nobody. We one thing we've learned ourselves: nobody's gonna come save us.
Exactly.
So they'll be all right. They strong, like you said. They built it before, destroy and rebuilt. We're in the year 9, destroy and rebuild. Just like the I never jumped on that bandwagon of free Israel or free Palestine and none of that. It's none of my business. Because once you start freeing certain people, those same people in Sudan and all these different places, just like the Palestine situation, those are Muslims that we're saying they're being persecuted. In retrospect, in Sudan, those are Muslims that are doing the persecuting. And Islam has always been like that when it came against black people and the horrible things they've done to black people in general.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? When we don't want to acknowledge that and everybody wants to ignore it, but we got to be careful where we send our prayers and our attention to. We're praying for the same people that don't give a damn about us. The same people that we talking about free Palestine are Muslim people. The same people that are tearing up Sudan right now are Muslim people. They all are the same. Why aren't the Muslims helping the Muslims?
Right.
Why aren't the Africans helping the Africans?
Right.
The way they become talking about some what Americans ain't doing, what Americans aren't, the way they talking all this about, they should be most definitely tapping into what they need, because it can't be you want to talk bad about us. Meanwhile, when the white man come over there, you give him everything. When the Asian come over there, you give him everything. When the Arab come over there, you give him everything, and you sell anything for a little help. Do you want our help? If you want our help, the same way you gave everything to them, we're not asking you to give everything to us. We're asking for respect, and we're asking for you in turn to do business with us.
Right.
So, like I say, it's unfortunate a lot of stuff is going on in the world, but you know what I'm saying? Everything is by design. Everything is by plan, universal cosmic order. As far as the Jamaica thing, I hope they get well. But at the same time, what would it help? What would it do for us to go down there and try to help them? And we don't even like the Americans. We don't. You should not like your own government. Your government is doing your people wrong.
Exactly.
They don't. These people are online talking back and forth about diaspora wars, whatever they want to call it. Meanwhile, your own government, your own people are selling you out. And we've all fallen for that trick of social media tricking us out of our spot, tricking us out of unity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to help them, but make sure you let them know who's helping them. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people don't appreciate help. And we've seen this. We've learned all these things right here in America, where you can help somebody and somebody be like, man, that's all you're going to give me? Man, help me out, man. So I hate it because even with we got a lot of situations over here that we got to deal with right now, and nobody's coming to help us. I forget the guy's name. I can't remember her name right now. I should have wrote it down. I believe it was Miss Massey or something Massey. She was just killed by the police. Her last words was, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And then she got shot in the face a couple times.
Wow.
So yeah, let's call out one religion, because that's just not working. Jesus once again letting people down. Islam once again letting other people down. They never really. It's not broken. It was never designed for us in the first place. We don't do the history and the research on these religions to even realize it was never for us. It was imposed on us, and we'll take anything and make it better.
Yes.
But there's nothing original about Islam or Christianity whatsoever, and we're just making the same mistakes. What they call it when you make the same mistake over and over again, something instantly wrong. So,
right. That's because you have to learn from your mistakes in order to grow and mature and not do that thing again, because that's extremely important. And know that the God you seek, or the deity, the higher power, the all in all, dwells within us. We keep looking outside for everything, but you need to look within. You have your own universe within you. So it's time to go get some answers for yourself. The deal is, even before I found out about divine, that first of all, that I am divine, because, growing up and being sent to church, they told us we were sinners. And I heard Mifadishi Jahatimas teaching one day on YouTube, and he said, "You're not a sinner. You're divine. You was born divine." And when I tell you, a weight lifted up off of me, and my life started changing from that very moment. And before then, I was doing research, but I was limited in my research. But I knew I couldn't sit in church any longer, because I've always studied the Bible, had out my dictionary, my concordance, reading, studying. And the more I read and studied, the more I was realizing what the preacher was preaching up in the pulpit wasn't lining up with the Bible and what it was saying. And one
Not
of
the
the
pockets
things
of
that I really didn't agree with was when they told the people, obey your master, talking to the slave. I'm like, what kind of mess is that? If this is a God that loves me and cares for me, why would he ever let someone enslave me? And they forced that doctrine all over the world, and
you.
people believed it with no proof of this God we supposed to have. It just didn't make sense to me. So eventually I was like, I can't keep doing this every Sunday. I need to find the truth for myself. And that's why it's important with everything, like you said, that's going on. It's time for people to pick up books. There's tons of books out there with truth in it about Christianity, how it came. As a matter of fact, there are shows on TV. I watched a show on television that told how um, the church was sending out these knights to kill people who didn't agree with the church, who didn't bow down to Christianity and didn't join that structure or cult or whatever it is they had going on. So a lot of people have been forced into these religions. But it's time for you to take a stand for yourself and love yourself more and say, enough. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to pick up a book. I'm going to listen to someone's channel. There's plenty of people out there teaching the truth. And tune in because it's going to resonate with your spirit. You're going to know truth because it's going to, something different is going to happen. And if you're watching this program today and you get mad or pissed off, mad or scared, those two emotions first, it's time for you to definitely start seeking out truth because the fear, at first, it'll make you stop, be scared, taking some deep breaths, and then go in search of truth so you don't be scared anymore. Because once you start finding out the truth, you won't be scared anymore. You won't say, oh, no, they can't come against Jesus. We're not coming against Jesus. We're introducing you to a truth that can truly set you free. If you
I
mad,
go,
wait a minute, if you mad, that means you need to go and research also so you
yes,
can stop
ma'am.
being mad and come on and uh find out, because if you mad, that's that warrior in you. You want to fight, okay? Come on and become the warrior you're meant to be, okay? Come on and stand up for yourself, fight for your family. And I'm not talking about going out here and killing nobody. No, we're not talking about that fight. I'm talking about the fight against a lie and the truth. So you'll know for yourself. Because once you find out those truths, you'll know all of this is really spiritual. And you'll find you have a better weapon, a greater weapon in order to fight. Apologies. What were you going to say?
No, 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 no. No apology whatsoever. You're absolutely right. You said it gracefully, and I had to think about it. I was like, what am I saying that could offend somebody? What could I say could hurt somebody? And then I realized we might be talking like on my network, not so much. I'm not trying to convince nobody or nothing. I'm not trying to
Mm-mm.
convert anybody into anything. I don't care what you believe. If you believe that Spooks or SpongeBob and Buddha or whoever else that's you. I don't care what you got going on. 90% of people, 85% of people around us are non-political characters. We
Mm-hmm.
put way too much stress on ourselves trying to convert other people's way of
Yes,
life.
I'm
You know what I'm
not
saying?
doing that.
But rational sense, if it took millions and millions of black people to die for them to for you to become a Christian, then that's not the religion. That's not a good religion. I don't care. And at the end of the day, we know that Jesus, the so-called Jesus or the so-called Christ, went against the synagogue. The
Mm-hmm.
synagogue was their version of the church. What do? They changed the name of the church. Once they
Yeah.
change the name, because there's never ever in there's never you've never seen in the Bible the word Christian.
Come on.
One, you never. It's a couple different things that if you were really, if that's why I say I don't argue with people that say they believe in the thing, because if you really believed in it, you'll do the research yourself. You'll read the
Exactly.
basic questions before you know what I'm saying. You'll read it yourself and you'll understand it yourself. That's not my
Exactly.
job to do the homework.
Mm-mm.
Um, like I said, we're pointing out what it is for us. What can we benefit for ourselves? Because just looking at the story of Haru and so many and the 13 Christ, but Haru is one of the main ones. Just like we talk about all these deities, we understand what Haru is.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands of years before so-called Jesus came about. So anybody that wants to believe that now, we're not in the age of trying to change anybody. This is year 9. If you ain't figured it out by now, go ahead and you'll figure it out next rotation. So
He said
yeah,
that.
I'm with you guys. I'm with you. Now, at the end of the day, we know facts. Islam was created by the Catholic Church. So how
Yeah.
can that be sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when Allah was initially a female deity called Allah?
Mm.
That's
Come
not
on.
something I made up. They switched it around and said, look, how can we make these people convert? We'll switch it up. Like you said, you're talking about the
Was it Hagar? Um, Abraham's.
oh
Uh,
yeah, Abraham had 2 wives. And like I said, those are just made up stories. Some of those are just made up stories in order to justify their bullshit. The
yeah.
whole son stealing the birthright thing is just their way of saying we stole your birthright. They're telling the story to themselves, because remember, we weren't even allowed to read. They're
Mm.
just telling their own story over and over again because it's a bullshit story. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Even when it comes to that promised land of what? The desert? What is the promised land of? What are y'all fighting over? You're fighting over sand. There's no vegetation in these places they're fighting for, but we're buying into the illusion. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, everybody has something negative to say about America, right? Yet
Mm-hmm.
all the people come over here as
Mm-hmm.
refugees. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
got something bad to say about America, and then they come over here and say they want to fly their flags and everything else. You got the people in Minnesota, the Somalians. They don't care about nobody here. They don't care about our struggles. They don't care about nothing. They just flying their whatever religion they flag. Why didn't you ask the head of your religion to help you?
Mm.
You didn't have to run nowhere else. You could have asked, if y'all are Muslims, you should have asked the head of the Islamic State.
Right.
So it's all a fraud. All the religions are frauds to get their money grabs. They're
Right.
great money grabs. Wait a minute. They're in Sudan for what? For gold, for money. That's what keeps the buy nice. The buy is not what people think it is. You know what I'm saying? But yet we got so many of our people that don't mind spending money and going to the buy to go look at these people and watching people talk Arabic and talk mess about how you ain't nothing. You see what I'm
Don't say
saying?
it up
When are
there.
we gonna? When we step back as a people, you said it earlier. Everybody's looking for God. Once you study yourself, you'll find God. Once you study yourself, you'll find the universe. You ain't got to go nowhere. Everything that you want will come to you. You can summon it.
Exactly.
So I'm not, like I said, I'm not. It tell you that in the basic instruction before leaving Earth, the Bible, the basic instructions before leaving Earth. It tell you in Daniel, you can have as far as manifestation, you can have whatever you want as long as you have no expectations, no ego. It
Mm-hmm.
tells you all throughout this Bible that these entities, these deities, these prophets did things that other people could do too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. The 99 other people started prophesying with Jesus and was healing people and everything else and walk. So it's like, no,
But
if they were, yeah,
even before there was Jesus, there were the siblings. We always had black mothers uh, who were pretty much they were running things. Um, Maybe a good person to uh, check out her channel and her teachings. She has a school. Is Vicky Dillard? Oh
most
my
definitely.
goodness, goes yes. Vicky Dillard goes deep. She could tell you so much more. Maybe one day she'll come on here and talk about the Sibyls because she is so well versed and studied in that area. Uh, well, in a lot of different areas, but whew, I know I learned a lot from her and purchased the book, The Sibyls. So, like I said, all the knowledge is out there. All we gotta do is look for it.
I hear
Everything you need and want is within you. All you gotta do is what? Look for that inside of yourself. And I know that sounds, it might sound strange to you because we've always been taught that God is out here, but divine is within. You are divine. That same power and essence and instruction and wisdom and knowledge of life, of earth, of the cosmos is in us. Just take a look, you know, just take a look. So it's up in there's just like the crystals. Crystals, I know some people might, why are you, you know,
Mhm.
into crystals and why would you, they come in so many different forms and shapes and whatnot. Like I don't know if you guys can see. I wish you
That's
could see
Tiger Eye.
it right there. It's tiger's eye, yes. And there, this image that's on here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks like a woman holding up a baby. I can't really. Oh, there it is, right there. See that?
Yeah.
It looks like a woman holding up a baby. Well, at least that's what it's been uh right there. It's what it's given me. That's the message I'm getting from that particular tiger's eye stone.
It's funny because if we're talking from the Bible's perspective, the Tiger Eye is most definitely a powerful stone. If you want to
It's a
get into
very
that,
uh,
I realize now, like I said, I'm not sure what kind of. I should have asked you that earlier. What is your audience? But Solomon controlled jinns with Tiger Eye. You see what
wait
I'm
a second.
saying?
Say that again.
Solomon controlled the jinn with Tiger Eye.
Get out of here.
The jinns or spirits. That's why when we read the Bible, first off, when we say you're right, probably is the mother in there because all stones come from the mother matrix, the matrix stone. It's called
Mhm,
the mother stone or the matrix stone. They've
mhm,
been breaking down a lot of codes for us in the Bible because the ancestors said we know they're going to come and rearrange the words and everything else, but they didn't leave the words. They leave little codes here and there, but they also left combinations. When you're looking in the Bible and you see a combination of when they said the New Jerusalem will be settled on the 12 gemstones, they give you
mhm,
a combination. When they said that Abraham couldn't even speak to the Most High without 12 gemstones on his chest plate, two on his sides and two inside in his hoodie. So
mhm.
that's telling you all throughout the Bible. Look up obsidian in the Bible. We're in 2025. It ain't like we're in the old days where you had to go by what somebody else. You can literally look on your cell phone. Ignorance is a choice. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it mostly, and then when you just said about the mother aspect or the divine feminine aspect, let's have that conversation because if we're gonna talk about religion, let's talk about why we don't fuck with religion. Fuck your Jesus, your Allah, your SpongeBob, or whoever else, right? Let me tell you why. Because one, the first thing the religion did was massacre our women.
Mhm.
The first thing they did was rape the women. Let's talk about religion. If we're gonna talk about religion, hold on. Let me go ahead. Since you said I might offend somebody, I just realized I just might. Hold on 1 second. Get all the way in there because we don't talk about religion when it comes to our black women in general, right? And what's
Right.
going on. So let's get into it. I see.
Ashay.
So one, like I said, every single one of these religions, when you're looking at how many women did Christianity rape to make people Christians? How many people did they hang to make people Christians? How many black men? Wait a minute. Let's go before Christianity. How many we talking about Islam or how many people did Islam enslave? How
Mm,
many black men did they cut their penis off because they were scared of the black man's penis? They're doing it to this day right now.
mm,
Your Allah can't tell me shit. You see what I'm saying? Especially when it tells you in the Quran, it specifically says in the Quran that the desert Arab is the biggest hypocrite.
mm,
It tells you in Islam to speak against hypocrisy, and for the Black American Muslims, we're not even supposed to fuck with them. It's not even supposed to be the same as them anyway, because like they even said when it came to our Islam, it became I, self, law, and master. Like you said, knowledge yourself first, right? I
right.
have to master this universe before I try to master anybody else. They're not trying to master anything. They out here trying to damn spread their name through swords and bombs.
Mm, Yep.
Now, if they're still raping people, Islam's not that old of a religion. People think that it's an ancient religion. It's not. Christianity is not ancient. A lot of stuff that we think is ancient isn't ancient. This is some brand new bullshit that they made up. And the reason they're going so hard for it is because this is all they got.
Wow.
But if you think about it, what's older than Christianity? What's older than Islam? Wait a minute, aren't those pyramids older than Christianity and Islam? Didn't they get most of their knowledge off those pyramids? Regardless
Exactly.
of I don't give a fuck who try to tell you otherwise, that barnyard pimp, the preacher, if he's a Mason, 9 times out of 10 he is a Mason, his secret is to make sure that you keep on paying, because guess what? The church gets kickbacks from the government to keep people, it's big business, keep people asleep.
Wow.
If we don't know in 2025, we don't know that the church gets government taxing and all sorts of different things where they get things tax off, tax free, and everything else, where he gets to put extra money in his pocket, where they get to live great while everybody else get to work hard. But yet they say even Jesus was a carpenter. Even Jesus had a job. Let them tell it, right? But here the preacher is, got the nice car, got the nice house, got everything. He got everybody woman. He got all these different things, right? And he got the tax. He gets paid by the government, the same government that went against the so-called story of Jesus, if you want to believe in that story. Money will buy all of them. Ask TD Jakes. You know what I'm saying? So no, you can keep your Jesus too. You keep your Jesus name behind me, because none of them, like I said, the Miss Massey, the goddess Miss Massey, she got shot 2 times in the face right after she rebuked the police in the name of Jesus, and Jesus failed her. Her religion failed her. Black Lives, nobody came out and said anything for her. There ain't no Christians out here saying none of that. You know what I'm saying? The police doing this on a regular basis. How do we get ourselves? How do we protect ourselves? One, if you acknowledge what you are and acknowledge who you are and your role in things, you said you had a piece of tigerite. That means I can control jinns. I can keep certain things at bay. Most of the average people, if we're going to talk about religion, are possessed. Bad spirits and bad things that they call jinn, bad spirits, or whatever else, that were sent to attack you. You know this because how many people that had several jobs, and for whatever reason, you always fall into the same problem. It might be a different person, but the same energy always follow you around in a job, or you get rid of this problem, so they pop up with somebody else. Those are wandering spirits. They jump from body to body, shapeshifters.
Right.
They got to make sure you don't reach your. The name of the game is to distract and divide and trick you out your spot.
Right.
So yeah, you can't. I don't do the whole religious thing. I think anybody in 2025, any black man or self-respecting black woman that's Christian or whatever, I'm going to write you off as a non-playable character. It's like I said, it's not everybody's job to wake everybody up because it's 2025. If I slapped your mama, would you forgive me?
Come on now, no.
If I slapped, I gotta ask the question. I always ask the question, Christians, the same shit, right? If I slapped your grandmama, would you forgive me?
No.
If I beat up your great grandma and drug her around and hung them, would you forgive me? But y'all forget, right, folks? Y'all act like y'all. We don't want to have that conversation about what they did. We so quick to blame the black man and the black woman. We so quick to blame ourselves, but we don't look at nothing that was really going on. We'll sit and say, well, in Africa, because what they told us, they'll tell you some shit, right? Well, the Africans sold you in slavery first. We don't even look at what kind of Africans they were and the Moors. If we're going to talk about, we can't just say Africa. Let's just talk about what we're talking about right now. A lot of people, a lot of things that hit in the news right now. You have cell phones to do the history on them. Nigeria is damn near on the brink of war with America right now because they want their gold. Because Trump wants their gold. Who do you think is about to go help them? Nigeria has been notoriously evil to every other country around everybody. Nigeria sell their own stuff out. They're getting karma. We're talking about universal karma. We're talking about Oya. Oya's going to cleanse the land however she wants to cleanse the land. And she's going to use whatever vessel she needs to do it. And we'll be thinking that it's somebody else in these bodysuits. But at the same time, what is Nigeria's karma? What is Israel's karma? What is Palestine's karma? What are all these different places' karma? What is the history? Are those really the people that they say they are?
Wow.
So we gotta be careful with who we give our prayers to, because that's the whole point of the religion. The religion is to teach you to give your prayers outward, send your prayers outward. One of the things, this isn't Islam. This is something way older than Islam. If you look on the hieroglyphics on the wall, they hold their palms up when they're praying to whatever Most High they're praying to receive the abundance, receive the blessings. We're receiving. Y'all trying to send y'all prayers out to your enemy. Because guess what? When the Palestinians come over here, they're not your friend. When the Ukrainians came over here, they weren't your friend. When whoever decides to come over here, you gave them all your prayers. You put they flag in your bio. Oh my God, France. And when France got hit, You're praying for somebody it was prophesied for them to fall for what they did to your great grandma that you forgave them for.
Right.
Y'all out here going to France and giving France your money.
Mm.
Y'all out here being friends. And every time you give something in that collection pot, you're donating to the Pope and the Catholic Church that has literally came out and told you we worship black women, but we're the ones that sent the people out there to rape and take and do all the things that they did that we want to easily forget about. Want to forget about. We don't want. I get it. We don't want it. We don't want to deal with that trauma, so we'd rather blame each other. Okay, so I'm gonna hate you and you're gonna hate me. We did it to each other. That's what we do. We blame it on each other everything. We don't look at history at all. We don't pay attention to history at all. That's why I said anybody with that kind of mindset that's talking about religion or going to church on a Sunday or whatever. For a man, you're a beta male anyway. No man is about to sit and listen to no other man preach when I can go outside and listen to what the sky told me.
Come on.
What are you talking about the sky? Wait a minute. Well, I know my archetype. When they say knowledge of self, I know who I am. If I'm in the archetype of Haru, if I'm in the archetype of Quetzalcoatl, they already gave me the blueprint. I ain't got to reinvent the wheel. If you're in the likeness of Oya, if you're in the likeness of Sekhmet, they already gave you the blueprint.
Yes.
You don't need nobody to be your preacher when the blueprint is already written in stone for you. Okay, what is about Sekhmet? What is Sekhmet? She's a warrior. She's a healer. I mean, I'm sorry, but you see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But y'all need information from the Bible. Y'all need information from, but it's already written in stone. Everything they got in the Bible, the story of Haru, the story of Jesus, or the story of Yahshua, or the story of whatever you want to call him, is the story of Haru.
Exactly.
And we gonna keep on letting tie us into this nonsense.
Exactly.
Okay, let's. Okay, go ahead.
Apologies. I have to inject this. Growing up, I was so angry and didn't know why. And even when I was in Christianity, still, prayed and, just want to be nice to people. And that word nice, I need to get rid of that because that's not a good word. But what I didn't know is that where I really came from. And I also didn't know that in Kemetic science or sacred science of our ancestors, that Sekhmet, with her being, she can be really angry because she's a warrior and she takes vengeance, especially when you don't uphold Ma'at. And she's a healer. She protects also the kids and women and those who are in need when people come against them wrongly. She heals, and she also has embodied the priestess, the priests, and healers in time, so the people could be healthy, so the people could go forward and live their lives and enjoy their lives. I didn't know that that energy abided in me until these last couple years. And through the segment energy, balanced with my aunt, balanced with love, I'm able to not knock somebody's head off because they might have said something I don't like. Or they might have, no, I'm gonna say it's something that they don't like, because I'm not turning a cheek. If somebody hits me, I'm gonna hit your back. And depending on, you don't even have to hit me. If I'm somewhere, I remember one year I was at the movie theater down 896, and I'm standing in line. It was a Friday night, it was real busy. And the girl behind the window was screaming for another person to come to the window to get a ticket. Well, the people, they were just talking. And so I walked up, got my ticket. The next thing I know, when the girl gave me my ticket and I put it in my other hand, somebody had grabbed my arm. And I turned around, it was a white woman. And I just slapped her hand real hard. And I looked at them, and all these people cussing, you button, dot, dot, dot. I walked away. Well, before I can go around the corner to go into the movie theater, a gentleman said, which was a cop, a white cop, he said, "Excuse me, ma'am." I was like, I stopped and looked. I said, "Yes." He said, "Did you hit her?" I said, yes, sir. He said, why did you hit her? I said, officer, she grabbed my hand. He said, she touched you? I said, yes, sir. He said, go ahead and enjoy your movie. People aren't supposed to be just putting their hands on you. Okay? You want to voice your opinion? Voice your opinion. Don't touch anybody. I didn't touch you. Don't touch me. So people, we have definitely, like I said, it's not, I'm not telling you, oh, come. When people approach me and they ask me something about myself or how did you do this or whatever, I'll tell them about the sacred science. I'm like, look it up for yourself. I said, I'm not going to tell you leave your religion because sometimes you need that. If you just out of control and you need something to calm you down and you need to be in a structured environment, but that's just the beginning because that's what we've been fed. But after you sit there and if you study yourself, if you read that Bible and you'll I'm telling you, you'll hear stuff, you'll see stuff on TV, you'll see stuff from another book. Somebody, you're gonna be around somebody that's gonna speak some truth to you. All I'm saying is take a look at it for yourself. Don't just dismiss it.
No,
Okay.
one thing about it, like I said, I play Simpsons today and knock the temples down for these religious walls because we can go all the way down to the point where they were doing to our women, how Islam they ran from Medina because you got to remember he was outlawed from his own people because they were savage. If you understand the history of Islam, Islam was brought to them. That means they didn't create Islam. Islam was brought to them because Prophet Muhammad couldn't read. And I would love to be challenged one day on these topics because they say the first thing the Muslims tell you is the Bible's been tampered with, but then they'll tell you the first surah of the Quran is Al-Fatiha, and it's not Al-Fatiha, it's Al-Iqra. So for any Muslim that think they're going to challenge me, that right there just let you know, and I know exactly what I was talking about. But Al-Iqra means proclaim because he couldn't read. Somebody brought Islam to them because the desert area was such hypocrites. They were killing their black daughters, they were killing their daughters, throwing the daughters in the sand because they hated women. They were really, really bad people. They still are. It's in their DNA. That's the thing. We don't have to rewrite the wheel or we're trying to act like we don't know what's already. There's nothing new under the sun. Like you said, you have the archetype of Sekhmet. There's only 7 archetypes on this planet. You see what I'm saying? Now it's going to keep coming back over and over again. Nobody's that much special. We're going to be reincarnated over. So you think it's a bunch of different souls, or are we the same soul just popping up in different bodies? So even out of the fact that we might forgive the fact that they killed our grandmothers and they killed our fathers and they raped and they cut our grandfathers' penises off and they cut these people's penises and they still doing it to this day. But what about the child molestation? Because clearly that's acceptable in Islam. Shit, damn acceptable in Christianity.
Wow.
So if we don't, what part of the religion do you want to face it? Like we can say it's all so great, but it didn't save the woman from getting shot in the face. It's not saving these kids from being molested and sold into child slavery. It's not saving the woman that they just hung in Sudan, the African woman. They just hung in Sudan with her children after terrorizing and then they hung her. Allah didn't help her, nor Jesus didn't help her. They're full of shit. And nobody wants to call them out because they scared because, well, my friend is a Christian and my brother is this Muslim and there's no, it's not, Christian Islam means peace. Where has Islam ever been peaceful since its existence?
Wow.
And again, I tell you, and I'll give you the information. Islam was started by the Catholic Church through Khadijah's uncle. Khadijah's uncle was a Catholic. He broke down how to do the religion for him. If you want to go deeper than that, the CIA started the Shiite part of Islam. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, and it's already been proven. So why are we? I want to do the same mistake somebody else made. No, they already made that mistake. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Exactly. So clearly the Arabs don't care about you the same way Allah Akbar, and you want to talk about all their ancestors. Meanwhile, Islam tells you to forget your ancestors. Meanwhile, Christianity tells you to forget your ancestors. Meanwhile, they also tell you that they want you to forget that they also believe in 7-year-old and 8-year-old wives. Or little boys, for that matter. If you're going to be technical about it, your religion is irrelevant. Your leadership is like we don't care about it. It's null and void. All contracts are null and void right now.
Right.
If you're not all the way for yourself, because at the end of the day, we say knowledge of self. Who are you? Once you start going up the avatar of who you are, it's going to go to some kind of deity. All of us have some kind of deity that walk with us. All of us have some kind of ancestors walk with us. Like I can prove your ancestors exist. You can prove your ancestors exist. You can't prove nothing. You still can't prove nothing from. You can't find not one artifact from Jesus. Besides, what a white man said, this is the piece of wood, and y'all fell. This is this is a piece of cloth that he was tied up. He
Come
was a
on.
carpenter. He was a carpenter. He made all these tables. You ain't got not one table, the man. You ain't got one. What kind of carpet? You ain't got nothing he made. So it's a lot of. We got to get over the fuckery, man. Fuck
Wow.
their Bible, especially when they half-ass reading the Bible. There's not no Christian that can debate me. There's not no Muslim that can debate me. All of them talking about some, oh, y'all believe in gemstones, and so do you. That's why Muslims bow down and bust their head on that concrete 5 times a day, facing to that big black box.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? The big black box holds a black stone inside of it.
Wow.
So each one of these religions are doing the same thing, but they got to keep you on the basics. They got to keep you arguing and bickering over dumb stuff because
So they kind of basically hijacked the sacred science of our
that's
ancestors.
what they did. That's every religion. That's all they did was hijack the sacred science.
Wow. Now, can you show us a couple of stones, Orisha? Like I know black obsidian. Excuse me, black onyx is a stone that black onyx is a small stone, but it does what it needs to do. And you can get bigger stones. Black onyx provides protection. Am I correct, Orisha?
Yes, ma'am. All black stones are some kind of form of protection, whereas onyx and jet control shadows, things in the shadow realm.
Okay.
Obsidian has its own deity within itself. Obsidian has an ancient American deity in it that's the twin brother of Quetzalcoatl. It's always about a balance.
Right.
And that balance is the twin brothers. We hear it all um in West African cultures and ancient indigenous cultures all around the world about those two twins. It's not really about good or evil. It's just a divine balance between them. One of them is the god of obsidian, where jet is something for the shadows. If you remember Peter Pan used to talk to his shadow. We don't acknowledge that the shadow is a real thing. So shadow work, you use jet, you use onyx. You see what I'm saying? Obsidian, they talk about obsidian all throughout the Bible.
Right.
So obsidian, and then it just depends on what stones. What stones? What are we looking for? Like it's all about your intentions. What are you trying to manifest?
Right. Okay.
So if we're going to talk about the 12 stones that are on Aaron's chest plate, or we're going to talk about the Ark of the Covenant and what stone and minerals was in the Ark of the Covenant for them to be able to use that ancient technology, or like I said, we can skip all past the religions and go to the ancient mothers themselves because the ancient mothers was also using this crystal technology. When we're talking about the temples of Dendera, the temples of Hathor, the temples of Sekhmet, the temples of Bes, all these different temples are put up for a reason, and this is where they get their information from. That's why the Masonic have the lodges and everything else. They got all the information from ancient Kemet. Ancient Kemet got most of the information from ancient Mesoamericas. So yeah, it's whatever. Like if I was gonna tell you a gemstone, look up flint, look up flint, look up black granite, look up black basalt. Those are the stones our ancestors used to carve our faces in them. Now, before there was a cross or anything else in Mesoamerica, right now, that's older, that Islam is roughly maybe 1800 years old. It's not old. Christianity, think about it, Christianity wasn't around when Christ was here, and we're BC time, right? So BC means, we're AD. That's after Dominion or whatever, right? So it's 2025 right now. So we're saying 2025 years, right? So let's just say a good 2,000 years. Christianity is 2,000 years old. They got statues with our faces on them all throughout Americas. Pyramids all throughout the Americas, way older than this.
Way older.
Way older. I'm not talking about what I'm thinking. I know. I'm talking about look up the Olmec heads. They want to cover that up. If that was anybody else's statues or anything, they would. Look, we are older than everything. We're older than religion. They wouldn't be talking about Christianity down there now. The whole point of religion is to go down there, put that on the wraps, put everything on the wraps. When you look at in ancient India, you see melanated people with locks in their faces. When you're looking at Sambo and all these different deities, you're looking at us on all these statues. They weren't. You don't show me a picture of Jesus. Show me a statue of Jesus that wasn't just some stuff made recently. You know what I'm saying? And falls apart.
Right.
So, like I said, I look at the work of our ancestors, man. The ancestors, when we lost is when we swapped out them for Bibles. We start most definitely losing.
Right. Right.
So
Exactly. And another reason we wear the ankhs is because it's a symbol of life. It's also a symbol of balance. It's also a symbol of the womb of the woman, the penis of the man, and the uh, bar across the side is the children. It also represents the sun in the womb. Yeah, so it represents life. Um, and
think about this too. I'm sorry to cut you off, but just
yeah,
back
go
to what
ahead.
you were saying. The first thing they stole, and people, a lot of our people, they don't have no real knowledge. They just like to talk. They say, "Oh, the stones don't do anything." Well, what was the first thing that the European came to steal? There was no money over here. You think they stole the
Exactly.
corn? They didn't steal the bison because they killed the bisons on purpose so we couldn't eat, right? What did they come over here for? They came over here for the minerals. For any dumbass, that the first thing the Christians be like, "Oh, them stones ain't doing nothing for you." But yet in the Bible, and T.D. Jakes, like I'm he was one of the main ones that was preaching it was on a sermon all about the stones when he said that God told each one of these people that was going to be representative of his tribe to carry a stone with them, and whoever had that stone all the way to the end will be blessed.
Wow.
Look up T.D. Jakes when he says it's all about the stones. He breaks that whole thing down. I can do it, but like I say, I'm not gonna do their homework for him.
Right.
But each one of them stones was important. When you're talking about let me see, another good stone, jade, turquoise, bloodstone. These are all stones that help you in your energy realm. You see what I'm saying?
And
We always when you're looking at symbols,
quartz stones are good stones to have a raw quartz stone.
it's right. Yeah.
Exactly. So yes, we have definitely got to get in tuned, connected to nature, to going outside, to grounding, and building ourselves up, and using not just we'll use our stones for protection. We also can call a host of protectors to us, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And this is
Okay.
a set. She's not just standing with her wings open and up like that. It's a shield. She's also a shield to protect us. She's not gonna
So
leave
you
you
said some
alone.
stones for stones for calling the angels. You know, there's stones that can control jinns. We just said tiger eye, but there's stones that can summon angels too. Purple stones summon angels. Charite is that summons and the name that we call Archangel Michael or Archangel Michael. Um Charite, Suglite, purpurite. Those are all angelic stones. You can sit and talk to spirits. Also, blue stones, celestite, um, celestite, turquoise. You're speaking to spirits. Some people
Right,
call them angels, whatever, but you're speaking to your spirit guides with these stones. So,
right,
and it's not like I said, that's not what I'm saying. That's what the ancient texts are saying.
right,
So,
right.
yeah, when you send me out, yeah, most definitely.
Can you show us a couple of pieces that
Yeah.
you've
This is one of my newest ones right here. And like I said, the first thing they came to take, they'd be like, "Oh man, y'all be trying to be shiny, and you don't understand what you're doing." But the first thing they came to steal was the stones.
wow, that's
Now,
beautiful.
now we're talking about minerals. We're talking about gold. We're talking about in the third eye we have sapphire. You can't really see it because I'm not outside right now. But these are Herkimer diamonds. An emerald. Now this is actually a Zuni. This is actually Zuni turquoise piece. But the reason I did this because once they found King Tut's tomb, they found American turquoise in there. So what does that say? Either he's been to America or America's been over there years and years before Christianity. So people are lying about a lot of different things. You can't say it's a new world when you have certain cocaine is
Wait a
over
minute.
there. Turquoise.
Orisha, say that again because you went real. It's like you went in slow motion. So say
Got you.
that part again.
On what part about the turquoise?
The turquoise, yes, when you started from the turquoise, and you said about
So
the
this is
stones right
Zuni.
there at that the bottom. Hmm.
Yeah, that's Zuni. That's a certain tribe in America,
Okay,
right? And they do their turquoise in a
okay,
real mosaic way. You can tell it when you see it. You'll see a piece of turquoise, but they have all these different. They real fine, amazing work. So I put that
okay.
on this piece because it represents that those Egyptian pharaohs or those Egyptian gods, whatever, had American turquoise at one point in time. Because there's different kind of turquoise in Egypt. You have a lot of pyrite in their turquoise.
You ladies
With
and
that,
gentlemen, thank you for joining. Uh, um, this uh, show is definitely worth watching and listening to. And it's, like I said, it has nothing to do with anyone trying to convince you to leave any religion you're involved in. That's your choice. We just want you to be aware of truth. It's the truth that truly sets you free. Go ahead.
where we at?
We were talking about the stones. The stones
Oh,
that,
so
yeah.
long story short, so on this piece right here, you got sapphire on the third eye. What does sapphire represent? Sapphire, it says in the Bible, represents wisdom. The diamonds only represent magnifying energy. The gold is an energy conductor. It's also a healer. It has don't have it's God's original money, but it don't have many purposes outside of that. But the price of it is going up like crazy. But they've been lying to us about gold forever because gold was as rare as it say it was. You wouldn't be finding it all over all these places in Africa right now.
Right.
So the gold rush is real right now. So investing in some gold and some silver. The Zuni aspect represented the part of the turquoise because they had turquoise in Egypt. We were representing either they were in Egypt or the Americans were in Egypt or Egyptians came to America, which they could say both because you have a Temple of Hathor in Arizona. And you also have Libyan desert glass in the back or Libyan
Oh,
desert gold. Libyan desert gold was what was on King Tut's chest plate initially. Now we could say, "Oh, it's just stones; it's not important." Except for these people went out their way to dig up a grave. Think about what I'm telling you right now. They went up and dug up graves, took these stones, took these artifacts, and put in their museums in France, and said, "This is ours now."
mm, come on.
If I went to go dig up a grave, you see what I'm saying? Why do you think these people are blowing up the pyramids over there? That's not their stuff. They're Allah Akbar. They're doing the Islamic thing. That's why they're blowing up the noses of the statues. That's why they're doing. You've never, as much as you see black people wearing an ankh over here, have you ever seen an Arab wearing an ankh? Have you ever
Mm,
seen an Egyptian wearing an ankh? It's
You
all
know,
this is our stuff. This is our technology that most people can't activate. Um, other pieces, turquoise. Like I said, turquoise is super amazing because
Tur-
it represents the ancestors. That represents ancestors on north, south, east, west, on all continents. So what I do is like I'm not doing nothing new whatsoever. I'm just putting my own art to it. Somebody has to do it. Like our ancestors carved our faces on stone, shouldn't we? Our ancestors. I guarantee you, any museum you go into, and let's talk about that. Any museum you go into, you never see any art of any of our ancestors that didn't have some kind of beads or some kind of ornaments around their neck.
mm,
Jewelry is one of our businesses, just like medicine, plant medicine is one of our businesses that they've turned on us and made us feel like, oh, we're drug dealers now. But wait a minute, cigar chief Indians, when you're looking at marijuana and cocaine, those were the cigar chief Indians. It's all because they were using cocaine as as um as
excuse
pain pain relief and some more stuff back then. So everything that they're trying to make seem like, I know people talking about laws and everything else and sin. You said something earlier about sin, and sin reminds me of the word law, and laws are just things that they make up as they go. Was it a sin before they said it was a sin?
exactly.
Because we act like, okay, when did marijuana become a felony? You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Because now
Exactly.
they're saying we're criminals because of marijuana, but if we did it 50 years prior to this date, it wasn't a felony. And now that y'all trying to make money off of it, it's not a felony. But how many of our brothers and sisters are now being criminals in prison because of this so-called crime or the so-called new sin for your new God, your new governor of democracy?
Right.
So
Right.
now we're talking about religions and you're talking about sins and things that put you in a box. Why do you think they're trying to put you in this box? They're trying to put you in the box so you don't enjoy life. You only get you're here until you're not. You can have
Exactly.
heaven on earth right here. They tell you in all throughout the Bible about 7 heavens. You're talking about 7 chakras or 7 orishas. They, you know what I'm saying? They tell you all. Why do you think in every Bible and Quran and Torah they tell you all the physical things are waiting for you in heaven, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. You die. If you be a good Muslim, you get 70 virgins.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm confused. But they tell you down here that's bad. So it's like, nah, man, say they're trying to tell you what to do, where you spend your money, what you do. Everybody right now is I hear a lot of dumb stuff when people talking about food stamps and everything else, and then y'all went out and celebrated Halloween. Y'all went out here and spent all your money into their little bullshit, fictitious ass celebrations. You don't even know what Halloween really represents, nor do you care to study. So whatever happens to these people that it happens to them, we don't care. You're a non-playable character. The same people that say, "Oh, we don't have no food stamps," because you depended on the system. The system you depended on Christianity. You depended on Islam. You depended on this system that don't give a damn about you. It's not real. You see what I'm saying? And once you realize that, you'll start realizing, okay, well, what is real? What can we do that's real? Like, wait a minute. When I go outside, the trees is real. The fruit is real. If I plant these trees and go talk to these trees like George Washington Carver and go talk to these trees, they say he was praying to his plants, but he ate every day.
Every
And
day.
he created things out of damn, I forgot the kind of seed he makes. Soybean seeds. We're talking about people like they're smart when they say, "Oh, I made gas out of plastic." This man made gasoline out of soybean seeds, and we don't want to have soybean oil, and we don't want to have that conversation. We're acting like everything's brand new. I'm looking at a lot of young people making the same mistakes that have already been made. That means there's just a lot of dummies that want to be in that cycle. I'm not in that cycle of making the same mistakes. I can't make the same mistake my father made. I can't make the same mistake my grandfather made because it was a big thing. And that story's already been passed down of the mistakes they made. Why are we making the same mistakes? You can't tell me that Christianity was forced on us and we're still forcing Christianity on our kids. Exactly. Because the preacher, I don't give a damn what preacher he can be watching right now. He's getting paid by the government. I can say the code, but I don't even want to put the code out there. They know what codes that they have. Why do you think Masons are always talking about a secret? The secret, we got to keep these niggas dumb so we could be all right. You know what I'm saying? They found their God, they worship themselves and said fuck everybody else. So when you worship yourself and you say, okay, if I'm Haru, and before people think, oh, we're gonna be egotistical about it. No, what does Haru represent? Haru represents I'm defending my family's honor. I'm defending my family, the matriarch. I'm defending. You see what I'm saying? What does Haru mean? I'm the son. I need to shine. I need to be upright at all times. I need to think with wisdom. I need to be a protector. When you're looking at best, when you look at most of those Kemetic deities, the first thing they say is protector of what? Protector of women and children. What is best? What is Sekhmet? When you're looking at most of these so-called African deities or indigenous deities, the first thing they always say is they're protectors of women and children.
Right.
You don't hear that from Jesus. Is he a protector of women and children?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? Stop. Sit. So, yeah, that just came to this. I'm sorry. So what was saying? Yeah, man. As far as that, people, if they want to be in that mind frame, that's fine. We're talking about spiritual technology. We're taking it to the next level. If you want to talk to source, if you need another man, if you think another man doesn't have the sin, and you're going to talk to him about talking to God for you, then you've already lost. Or you can go outside and go have that conversation yourself. You can go look at it. Appreciate that fresh air that you have in America that a lot of people don't have, even though they're talking shit about America. Appreciate not getting shot in the face outside when other people over there getting bombed, talking about they're in the Holy Land. I think this must be the Holy Land. Wait a minute, ain't that what the Bible said? Because the Bible said the Garden of Eden, the boat was made out of certain kind of wood, gopher wood, that's only found here in North Florida. Look up the
Mm.
Garden of Eden and look up the Garden of Eden in Florida, and it's gonna pop up. So
And you're right, because I don't also I also don't like when people say that Earth is a prison. I'm like, no, they don't have prison. They don't have waterfalls, flowers, rivers, oceans, and uh, beautiful sunsets, beautiful moons in prison. It's time for us to look within, tap in. I don't like saying tap. I like to say look, go within and know thyself. Because if you learn to know thyself, you will not be here just believing anything anymore. You will not just go along anymore to get along. You will stand up and separate yourself from those who would attempt to do you any harm, because you wasn't put down here to be a slave. You wasn't put down here to be abused. You wasn't put down here to be
definitely.
doormat. You were put down here to enjoy your life, period.
A lot of stuff is an illusion. A lot of stuff is like you said. If they got you in that mind frame, if you really think that you're in a prison, that just shows how ignorant and unappreciative of what God gave you. Wait a minute, we talking about, let's just say we're Christian, and the Bible says that God sent food down. I forget one of the prophets, maybe it was Abraham, maybe it was Moses. He sent food down, and it wasn't good enough for the people. He sent quail or something. It wasn't good enough for the people, right? What else do you need? You see what I'm saying? These people have everything. We have everything, and we still find time to complain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, like some of the stuff is crisis acting anyway. Like a lot of stuff. That's why I don't get emotionally involved with a lot of stuff I see on TV, because a lot of it's crisis actors. We might be thinking these people getting shot up. These people get up and wipe the blood off, and because it's trying to incite you. Why? Because the chosen people. It's so many different things that they tell y'all that are telltale words. One of the
Mm.
telltale words is the black dollar is the highest gross spending dollar in the world. You can't say that and then say we're in poverty. Somebody's not.
Exactly.
You can't say that black people or America's so bad and everybody's over here in America. You can't say that you can't, certain things you can't say. You can't say that, oh, it's so great in Somalia. Then why aren't you in Somalia? You came over here and you want to bring Somalia over here, but you didn't fix what was in Somalia. You didn't fix what was in Sudan. You didn't fix what was in Nigeria. You didn't fix what was in you never gonna fix what's in France. That's just let that shit go wherever it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? But all these different places, they always got something to say, but they're not doing the real research. A lot of people are just full of shit. So for whoever said that Earth was a prison, why do all these angelic beings come to Earth? Because Earth is the
Mm.
place of pleasures. Earth is the place of desires. Ogun said, well, no, the first it's an ancient hadith or something like that, but it said a leg came to Earth first, and half his body. It says in hadith too. Half his body was dark, and the other half was light, because he said, "Yo, there's so much amazing, beautiful things in this world, and there's so much dark things in this world." Now in the hadith, it says something similar. It says, I'm trying to word the mailman just brought some packages, but I'm trying to find the right words for it. He said, God told them to make everything that was good for you hard. He said, man, because everything was so beautiful down here. He said, yo, make it look bad and hard to get to when you want to achieve good, and make the bad things look like it was easy and good to achieve.
Mm.
And literally in the hadith it says, yo, after he did, he said, yo, won't nobody be able to get into paradise. I don't understand that concept of a God. If you knew that you designed this matrix to be so hard to trick us out of our spot, then why are we even trying? That's what it says in the hadith. It says that God made, he said when they sent the angels down, the angels said the earth is so beautiful and so amazing. And he said, okay, but what about the underworld? The underworld is so evil. Nobody would never go to the underworld. Well, we can't say earth is a prison when in your Bible, Quran, and Torah, they're saying they send people down here to be tested. They send people down here to enjoy those things. Why do you think that we're spitting out rum? Why do you think we spit out alcohol and blowing cigars? If it was a prison, You see what I'm saying? Because in prison, you can't get these things. In the spirit world, you can't get these things. That's why our ancestors wanted. That's why it's such a big thing when we give it to our ancestors. So
Yeah, I'm just
no,
like
a
people,
lot of things is designed to trick you out your spot. We start saying these little weird things against ourselves. Um,
and that part, the power of words, the power of mental, uh, your thoughts, people. Not only that, when I say the power of your words, you got to be careful. Do the etymology of words. Don't just keep speaking any and everything out your mouth. You mess around and speak something horrible or bad or hurtful on people and on yourself by just saying anything. Find out what these words mean. Just like the word friend actually means enemy. I don't call people my friend anymore. I call them sister or brother. And then I also ask for divine to show me their heart. Are they even worth being in my presence, me being in their presence? Are they coming to do harm or good? Ask divine these things because everything that what look good to you might not be good for you. So the deal is in this life, you have a responsibility to do something for yourself, to protect yourself, to cover your family, to teach your family. Because do you think your neighbor gonna do it for you? No. You know, so you speak and you do. And the deal is when I say teach them, it's not always about speaking. It's about how you live in. Because they watching you. Believe they watching you. Okay? And one day they gonna come up talking about how you do that or where you get that from. How'd you achieve that? And then you can share. Then you can really share. You understand? But like I said, all of us have our role to play.
as
All of
well.
us have a responsibility to search out and look up this information.
And
The
find
truth,
your archetype.
yes. And the first place you want to look is within. Get to know yourself. Knowing yourself, you're going to know divine. You're
I'm gonna help
going to
you out one more.
what's
When we
what?
say knowledge yourself, what's the blood type? What's your
Mm,
zodiac? What's your Chinese zodiac? What's your indigenous zodiac? When you start looking up simple stuff like that, okay, what do you know your blood type?
I do.
What's the blood type?
I
You
don't
you
want
want to
we'll
got
talk.
you.
We'll
Yeah,
talk.
no. So when you start looking into your blood type, you can look at what kind of meats you're supposed to eat, what kind of vegetables you're supposed to eat. Because guess what? We can be in the same family, but different blood types. This vegetable might not be great for me. It might be great for you. What we want you to do is just be the great version of yourself. And guess
Yeah.
what? Certain stones help you with that. Guess what? I don't have to ask if somebody's for me or not because I'm gonna keep a piece of, let's say, labradorite.
Mm,
Labradorite is going to reflect negative energies away from me anyway. Obsidian is going to keep negative energies away from me anyway. You'll start seeing weird stuff like, damn, what they say, I prayed to God to protect me from my enemies, and I started losing friends. Like you said, the etymology of words. But more than anything, forget the words. Everything is based on intentions. You see what I'm saying? So
and that's why.
that's everything is based on intentions. Right now, we have to be past color. We have to be past the bullshit religions. We have to be past everything. We have to
Yeah.
go by collective mind, collective thoughts.
Yes.
If you're looking at the best civilizations on this planet, the best societies on this planet, it's the ants and the bees. Everybody
Mm,
know their position. Everybody
mm,
know there's a matriarch civilization. Everybody know what they're supposed to be doing, and everybody does it and taking care of it. And everybody takes care of what they're supposed to do, which makes it. Now, I'm not saying we're robots and anything else, but if we did the bare minimum basis of taking care of each other, wait a minute. The matriarch is the eldest woman in the community with the most wisdom, right? Now we have acres of land. We said this last time. I know we always saying it, but my point of view ain't the same as everybody's point of view. Everybody's not welcome into the beehive. Everybody's
right.
not welcome to the ant hive. What happens if you put your hand in the ant hive? If you're not an ant, you're gonna get tore up. If you're the wrong kind of ant, you get your ass tore up. So one, we need our own civilization of conscious people. or what they say, the 21 elders or the 42 elders or whatever, you see what I'm saying, of elders. The elders aren't there to be the leaders. They're there for the wisdom.
Yes.
Now you have, if we're doing matriarch society, which one of these women and what are they doing? Because guess what? If a woman is talking business, you might be able to get land and everything else and get resources that a man might not be able to get. They might not want to give it to me. We need to be look. If we're gonna talk about God, let's acknowledge how the black woman is God, and you can manifest just through your energy if you really wanted to. Like a black woman back in the day. Think about this. Back in the day when women was all soft and lovey-dovey and everything else, men used to give them gold. That wasn't that long ago. They act like it was long. It wasn't that long ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 90s. I'm talking about the right ones still right now, giving gold and silver. Now, but y'all out here, they just told you that dream of you don't need no man. You got a bunch of aluminum and plastic on now, and you got your food stamps that they may or may not take. You missed the real thing. You bought into the illusion. When we get back into, wait a minute, if we're gonna study ourselves, wait a minute, because there's only so many archetypes. There's either the mother archetype, the matriarch archetype, Mayat, Sekhmet, Heru, whatever one, Oshun, or yeah, whichever one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Or well, everybody wants to be Shango. Everybody wants to be Shango. Everybody wants to be. Now, what about the Ogun archetypes? What about all these different archetypes that you can be to be the best version of yourself and protect your people and help your people? We need Ogun. We need blacksmiths. We need workers. We need people that are gonna go out there and get in the garden and don't do nothing else but worry about their garden. And we got them. We got them out there. But when we're gonna come together, everybody's mastered their own thing. We can't say, oh, well, I don't know what they're talking about, because you know what, like if you have your own passion, if you're into plants, then that's your passion. Study Asha. Study Asha, the plant deity. She grows herbs and heals people with herbs and everything else. Study Sekhmet, who heals through the herbs and plant magic. Oya heals through different herbs and plant magic. Exactly. When you're studying yourself, you'll find God. Whatever you like, magnify it, or what they call it, grow, because you never really change. The same way I used to like turtles and lizards and snakes when I was a kid, I still like turtles and snakes. They're just dragons now. You see what I'm saying? All this is perfecting what you are. And anytime they're trying to change what you are, that's some white man shit. I'm trying to teach you what to be. I'm gonna teach a lion to be a gazelle or a gazelle to be a lion. It don't make sense. So no, at the end of the day, man, study yourself. That's the whole point of arm, leg, arm, head, Allah. That's the same when they're talking about God. When you're looking at the elements and you see that 5-point star that represents the woman, just like the unk represents the woman, because the 6-point star represents the man, because I have 6 points coming off my body, whereas the woman only has 5 points. What does that 5-point star represent? It represents the elements. It represents that we can keep going back to that 360-degree pure black knowledge, because that's where it all came from. I mean, we can go all day forever. Like I said, I'm not here to teach anybody right now. Like, especially on if they still on the Christian or Islam thing, Allah, whatever. Tell your friends to stop blowing themselves up. If you're one of them people that think that you can tell Black Americans anything or Indigenous Americans anything, look at where you're from first. Look at where you know what I'm saying. What are you doing for your people? For us, we have to focus on ourselves and have knowledge of ourselves to do what we need to do that before we help anybody else. We need to stop giving everybody else our prayers and I mean, like you said, do etymology. What does the word pray even mean? You know what I'm saying? Who are we praying to? If you praying to gods that ain't your gods, they laughing at you. You powering them up. They told you that, the American gods. You out here chasing all these deities that don't like your ass. I mean, think about it. The Aztec deities, if you look at it, they're telling you they're not from Mexico. Those Mexicans, we people get things mixed up when they say Aztec and Mayans are the same, or they're all different branches of people. One of them was brought there to conquer everybody else because imagine, think about this. When we say this, right? If you saw a bum on the street that don't got shit, and then he decides, well, I don't have anything, I want to go rob somebody because I don't have anything. Would you say he's a hero, or would you say he's a great person or something?
Nope.
Because that's what all these different people did. They're deities. If you study different mythologies, God brought them to Mexico. They're not from Mexico. The God brought them down there. So if they're not from there, who was from down there? Because everybody that's on the pyramid walls look like us.
There it is.
Their gods brought them down there to conquer. And why do you think the Mexicans, as much as they act like, oh, we're the Indian people and the white man did this, why do you think they love the white man so much and love white women so much? Because those were the ones that put in place by the white man to take those birthrights. After they perfected it over wherever they perfected it at, they brought the hey, let's take our show on the road. You see what I'm saying? Let's take it to America and tell them that they're brand new. That's the new world. But how is it a new world? When I just told you they have pyramids over here older than your whole religion, but you don't want to tap into that.
Right.
You don't want to tap into the Great Mother. Like you still believe that the woman came out of man rib? You know, I'm not here. I'm not a mental health counselor. I'm not here to try to correct retardation. None of that. What I'm here, what we're gonna talk about is
before you go any further, ladies, just think about it. And I'm a attempt to say this so it doesn't sound nasty, because it doesn't. But women, all of you have had sex who are of age and things of that nature. And you ever want, you like, this fits like a glove. Well, that's because the vajayjay has been flipped outside. That's why it fits like a glove. I hope you got that. The feminine and the masculine, it just fits. Just think about it. Men, also, just think about it. The feminine and masculine energy is what causes everything to manifest in this earth. So without the two, and yes, I know a woman can bring forth a child without a man, but women in this natural realm, it's the male and the female. And for when you were saying earlier about women saying, "Oh, I don't need a man," no, I do. I am so grateful for
who gave
men.
me that concept.
Yeah, for me not to say that. Wait a minute, I have a father, a grandfather. I have brothers. I
Who
have
taught you to hate yourself?
that part. That
Look,
part.
you
And
just said divine feminine. How do we identify the divine feminine? By what the divine feminine did. I can name 1,000 deity, ancient mother deities. The first thing they did was protect their children and honor their husband. Wait a minute. If we're going to say the mother of mothers, what is a sar? What is a set?
yes.
She didn't have Haru, but she had Haru through the love that she had of Asar.
Yes.
If we're going to take it back to some of the stories, or we can go to the Mesoamerican stories, the stories are damn near the same. So
Yes.
the only time, wait a minute, we're going to go back to the religion. The only time you didn't need a man is when the man didn't need you, when he became the Father, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And they ain't got shit to do with us. We didn't write that book. We didn't write that book. We didn't tell them to make that up. So we always get into this weird thing because we think that everybody is the same. We'll say, oh, men did this and men did that. Are y'all scared to say white men did it? Are you scared to say the Arab man did it? Because I don't hear y'all say niggas ain't shit. Everybody be like, niggas ain't shit, right? That's their thing, right? Where is the black woman gonna go in this 3D realm? And I'll wait. I know a bunch of women can go a lot of different places, and yes, your vagina is top of the market, so you can go somewhere and be kind of comfortable. But go to Saudi Arabia, go somewhere in North Africa and get loud as a woman, as a black woman. Go to Israel or go in the Middle East somewhere and get loud. Don't wear your hijab or something. Go to India. Do they treat their women good? They treat their women great in India, huh? The way they be back, you know what I'm saying? Woman, where's my rights at? You know what I'm saying? Where are you going? Where they're saying the black man ain't shit. Y'all really bought into this whole black man narrative ain't been. But where in the world are y'all going where y'all finding something better than the black man? Wait, you going to Asia? The Asian men treat their women great. The European men, they treat their women great. They have the history of being the most violent to themselves, and we don't want to acknowledge that. They tell you they don't want nothing besides their nieces and nephews. Did you hear what I said? So in the Middle East, they don't even want no woman. After you hit 18, you too old.
Wow.
Oh, we didn't know that?
Wow.
We didn't know that?
No.
You know what I'm saying? So where are you going? Where are you people going to where, oh, the black man ain't shit. We're gonna find a better man that no, why don't you? We're the only ones that do that to ourselves. We want to act like, oh, the black man's not this, the black woman's not this. Who made you hate yourself? Because
Yeah.
I'm the mirror version of, I'm a reflection of you. You're a reflection of me. The sun and the moon is a reflection of each other.
Yeah.
The first
Exactly.
motherfucker that made you hate yourself was the church. But we want to be Christians.
Mm, mm. That's a mess.
I see.
That's a mess.
No, it surprised me. Like I said, in 2025, I had a so-called associate, and I just found this out. They were like, "Man, I was battling with Christian. I was battling with this for a long time, and now I'm back to being a Christian." How do you
Oh,
go? How do you go back? Like that's like going back to the plantation. To me, I don't know. But so it's whatever. Study yourself, you'll find God. Study yourself, you'll find all these little superpowers that the next person can't have because it's not in their DNA or genetic makeup.
mm-hmm.
Once you find out who you are, what archetype you are, that means that if you know who you are, that means you know who I am. Because if I'm Haru, I gotta see you too. Because what
Right.
is Haru supposed to do? I'm supposed to be the divine archetype of the protector of your divine feminine, right?
Right.
If you can see me, I see you. You see me? You see what I'm saying? Now, we can see each other and start playing our positions and our roles instead of talking about something we don't need. Because clearly, Asar needed a set. A set needed a star, and Haru needed both of them. And we
Exactly.
can keep going down and down and down each one of them. Which goddess or they say that the women were doing this all before us, but you're talking about your reptilian times when y'all were laying eggs. I mean, if you want to be honest, you look up to your Sophia thing. We're not in that realm right now. They gave you right now. There's a lot of useless information that's been flooded the internet for people to just have useless information just to argue dumb shit. It's called distractions. That shit
And
ain't got shit to do with right now, right here type shit.
exactly. And
If you can lay eggs and create you some androgynous amphibian babies, then do that. We'll support your whatever you got going on too. But right now you can't do that. We need each other.
exactly. Exactly. That was well said. I like that. Exactly. And that's the deal. I'm like, in order also for this to happen, women and men both, it's time to heal. It's time to uh, forgive. Forgive yourself first, okay? And then forgive whoever caused you any hurt, pain, uh, or stress, or whatever it was that made you not want to be around a woman, and vice versa, a woman not want to be around a man. And I'm not saying if you choose to go with the other sex, that's fine. But what we're saying is still love one another. That's your brother, that's your sister. First and foremost, it's your brother and your sister.
I say,
Period. Period. Love your brother. Protect your brother. Love your
man,
sister. Protect your
the
sister.
elders of the night, they went even deeper than that. And I'm glad you said that because it'd be so hard for brothers that we be acting like the deepest portrayal don't even be black men versus black women. Do you see how black women treat black women? Do you see
Woo!
how men treat black men? Like,
Woo!
you're right. When you say
Hey.
healing, that was deep. But I'm gonna go even one deeper. The elders of the night, OJ Yemen, she always say, "Do you forgive your parents?" Because we're in a new age of consciousness, and we can always look back and be like, "Oh man, how'd you do me like this?" And we got all these things available to us right now. No, they think about it. You know what I'm saying? We have the internet. We have all these access. We have to be graceful. We have to give grace to our elders, most definitely. We got to have a like. You got to heal whatever pets you got with your mom, your dad's, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's the first one because you're saying you can't love nobody else until you love you don't love the tree you came from. Now, however fucked up they are, you need that's what you became, the healer of your bloodline. That's what it really is about. You know what I'm saying? Then you start making sure that, and this is something I'm still dealing with because they tell me all the time, my son's battle is not my battle. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm sorry, my battle is not my son's battle.
Exactly.
So I'm over here trying to make him this, and the third, and the whole time he ain't got to worry about this, and the third. This ain't the '90s. This ain't the '80s. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
um,
Excuse
yeah,
me.
that forgiveness thing, it go to an extent. Um, but some people are excommunicado too, and we forgot that as well. Like everybody didn't get forgiven. Some people were excommunicado for certain things. If somebody was doing certain things to you that hurt you, they're excommunicado. We have to like create our own society because their laws is not working for us.
Yeah.
Their society, their systems. What the fuck? We talk about this taxation without representation. This tea Boston Tea Party and all this bullshit they teach you in school. Where are we being represented at?
Exactly.
When the so-called black leaders that come to the schools now, or what they call them, the conservative blacks. I'm trying to figure out what you're conservative of, but the conservative blacks are being paid by the white Republicans to do the dumb shit they're doing. Those aren't black leaders. Those are black puppets. They need their head chopped off. It's a bunch of them out there. Because they're the ones misleading people. Right now, the most powerful leader that if you got this obscene screen and you're looking at an obscene screen, should be the man of your house, should be the leader, and he's supposed to be bringing this information out, and you and the guy that's supposed to be brainstorming on business plans and everything else to how to make sure that you. The first thing they told Prophet Muhammad, if you listening, the first thing they told Prophet Muhammad was save yourself, save you and your people. Don't try to tell nobody nothing because they're gonna kill you. We want to do everything else and profess everybody else shit and not look at real life history. Like I said, if anybody, I'm not sure if anybody's in the comments talking about Islam or Christianity, anything else, but if we were to do a history of it, they'd shut the fuck up. Islam ran to Ethiopia. Islam ran to Kush because they were afraid of their own people. They ran to a black woman that was running Ethiopia at the time, and she protected them. When he won and took over Medina and everything else, New Medina and all that, the first thing they did when they got their numbers right was come back and now y'all got to be Muslims. Wait, what? Remember, we saved you. Don't think we're working. Look up when Prophet Muhammad ran to Ethiopia and hid. The first thing he did was he told his people to tear down all those black women temples. Wow. Kill all the black priestesses. That sounds like the first witch hunt to me. Listen to what I just said. The people that protected him, he ground back and killed them. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about religion?
Before I apologies for cutting you. Before I knew anything about the wise women, and I used to look at those old movies, I was wondering, I said, why they always got 3 witches or 3 elder women and keep them separated from anybody? Even it got to the point where even if it was young women that they was using for knowledge, they were oracles. It was wise women. They was keeping them because they knew they needed to see what was going on and was manipulating these women into doing their bidding so they can get over on others. So it's like everybody that we think is for us is not. Like I said, ask divine to show you a person's heart.
Intentions. Really? Because right now, that's another thing. When it comes to stones, you can bless people, you can gift people, you can also curse people, you can also curse yourself. Come on. See, when we had our own cultures, we did this little thing that was called like when we don't even understand when Muslims say Assalamu alaikum, that's a spell that's saying, listen, if I cross you, I cross myself, right? That's not even something that was something that was given to them. That means there's something that was older than them. So that's something who brought the so-called Islam to those people to try to civilize them people. Wait a minute, who also tried to civilize the Europeans? So we know who brought them these different things. Somebody felt like they had to do it instead of just letting them annihilate themselves. We can't save everybody. That's what we learned from the ones that brought Islam to the Arab and brought Christianity and different things to the European and brought the wash rag and the soap to European. Exactly. See what I'm saying? So one, study yourself. Like I say, man, if you're the god of gardens, then get out there and be the god of gardens. If you're the god of stones, or if you're the god of weaving, if you're the god of music, if you're the god, and yes, I'm talking to guys right now. If you can sing, you're a goddess or a god. You see what I'm saying? If you can play the piano, you're a god. These are things that we forgot are art forms because they told you to forget your art form. So it's like the biggest thing is coming together with like-minded people. I'm not here to give my opinion. I'm not here to debate with nobody, none of that shit. The second we have to give opinions, I don't care to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? When I see you and you see me, the first thing I saw is that Unc. I already know where you at. Peace, guys. How you doing? We might have something to talk about. You know who you is. I know who you is. You know, you might know who I am. We might have something to talk about. We might can build something. We might can skip over the religious backbiting, the religious bullshit, the fake shit, the hypocrites, the hypocrites. Let's build on just knowledge itself. Wait a minute. Who are you? Oh, you're a sick man. You're a healer. Okay. You said you want to heal. So guess what? What he just said. The sick can't come into the crystal city. they got to go to the healers first. Some people got post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Exactly.
They can't come, and we get it. A lot of people have been traumatized, but if you're one of the people that hide behind the trauma or think the trauma defines who you are, then you stay out there with the Gog and Magog people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that are designed. They're only the wood for the flame. They're only wood. They're not real people. You see what I'm saying? If you think that every time you go outside, you talk to somebody that's a real person, you already lost. You already got it. Half these people do not be even human beings for us to be arguing with and giving our opinions to. These people are telling you how they feel about you, and you out here trying to convert somebody. Maybe I can convert this one white man to like black people. Maybe I can convert these Muslims not to chop these black kids' heads off. Maybe I can convert these white people to stop being corrupt in politics. Wait, what are you talking about? Ain't nothing broken. The system is designed the way it was set up to be designed. The first time you even hear the word president or governor is in the 72. Wait.
And we're not, when he says the system was designed, he's not talking about the system of divine. He's talking about the man-made stuff.
Yes. Once you, like I said, once we establish religion, they knock down the matriarch temples. We're talking about stones, right? The stones say we have matriarch temples that gave people eternal life, that rejuvenate people. They call it the temples of Hathor. You can pick whichever one you want to go to, the ones in Kemet or the ones right there in Arizona. Take your pick. But no temples of Hathor. So once we start knocking down these temples of Hathor and saying that the women, we're going to say that Mary Magdalene was a demon, Lilith was a demon, all these different powerful women were demons, and we lose their sacred information and sacred knowledge. Now we're stuck with the bullshit these men. All men know is blood and take. Think about it. We act like Greece and the Greek and the Europeans are an old race. They're not old whatsoever. They're what they call ancient is a blip. It's a blink. They're not even 5,000 to 6,000 years old. So when we're looking at ancient Greece, they inherited something. Think about it. Europe was named after a black woman. Let's keep going back to it. Don't take my word for it.
Europa.
But once you become a Christian and a Muslim, you forget about all that. That's the spell. It's the spell you put on yourself. Every time you spit in certain spells, you're spitting the spell that I forget my ancestors and I'm going to uplift your ancestors.
Yeah.
How many of y'all love Caesar? When France got hit, how many of y'all put a French flag in your bio? France don't give a damn about you. How many Jamaicans love the French? How many Haitians love the French? How many people in Africa speak French? And turn their nose up when they look at a Black American.
But they force that on them also, speaking their language.
So acknowledge it. So we can't say they force it, because guess what? You can force something on me. That don't mean I got to keep it on. You can force something on me all day. Yeah, you made me wear this jumpsuit. When you're not around, if y'all could force me to do that, when you're not around, I'm gonna take it back off. I'm still alter it the way I want to alter it. Ain't nobody force you to do something with your soul. Your soul is you know what I'm saying? Unless you were just a weak soul. That means you're not one of the chosen few anyway. If you still out here talking about some Allah Akbar, after you know what they did to your grandmama, you just said you weren't gonna forgive me. If I slapped your grandmama, right? What you gonna do to them? And they tell you, if we catch a black man over here, we're gonna chop your dick off. I'm starting to be so out there that some people be mad at what I'm saying in my mouth and not what they were doing over there. Right. Look at what the Muslims are doing to black men and women and children over there. But we're talking about religion. And we'll say, oh, wait, you can't say that. All Muslims ain't. Wait a minute. Why in the Muslim countries ain't fighting the Muslims that's doing? Y'all wanted to pray for Palestine, minute. Wait a minute. Why are we fighting for Palestine and praying for Palestine? Why are the other Muslims fighting for Palestine? Are we confused right here? If y'all are so great, this is Muslim, all these Muslim countries, why didn't y'all come together, unified Islam? Because they're full of shit. It's not about unity. It's not about peace. Think about it, the religion of peace. Name 1 year that Islam has been around that they've not been at war. I'll wait.
Wow.
Like I said, Islam is a very, very new religion. People act like it's an ancient religion, but when you're talking about, when you're reading the text of it, their version of Islam isn't nowhere close to the indigenous so-called Islam. You see what I'm saying? And there's different words for it. Like I said, I go back to the great mother Allah. Look up where Allah came from and look up Allah. You can't tell me that Allah was here since the beginning of time if he got his name from this woman that was here before him. So something's wrong. Somebody lying. You can't tell me that the Bible's been manipulated and altered when the Quran has been manipulated and altered. Wait a minute. If you look up the Nurun Quran that was translated by a black woman, she had 3 words in there that struck me to my heart. So much that I got it tattooed on me. The funny thing about that, because I really believe that the Quran wasn't altered, years later I went to go find this called the Nurun Quran. It has words in it said Kushite, Aswada, Swahili. That's what they were saying. Prophet Muhammad was Kushite, Aswada, Swahili. Aswada means to be black, to be black, to be bold. Swahili means to be black, to be greater. That's what they were saying the prophet was. Up until they deleted that out. Look up the Nurun Quran. It was a black woman that translated the Quran. As soon as, I don't know if she died or what, they got rid of, you don't hear about the Nurun Quran. You only hear about the Yusuf Ali Quran. And then they feed that to you. And then when they feed it to you, they say this is the no all be all. So when you got these young people out here and you're trying to tell them something, even though, hey, I did 25 years in the Ansar community. I can tell you, yeah, shit, there's a whole lot of pedophiles in there. There's way too many pedophiles to be close to me. So yeah, I can tell you that when me and my wife was going to the masjid in Biloxi, those cowards, the black men were such cowards to the air, they would bow down to the air, but they didn't want to hear the knowledge of the black man. Meanwhile, the black women on the other side, I'm asking, what y'all learn today? We didn't even hear y'all. We couldn't hear. They just put us over here and told us be quiet and shut up. Wait a minute, we're not in Saudi Arabia. Look, she could have stayed at home. I could have talked to her for all that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now you can keep all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, man, out of everybody that they could have been mad at in Gulfport, Biloxi, the Muslims came to me. They called me. They say it's important. I'm thinking some shit they want me to handle. I go out there. What's going on? They say, brother, you gotta stop saying the word gods and goddesses. Y'all so goofy. Y'all could have fought white supremacy. You could have fought the government. You could have fought anything, and y'all chose. Meanwhile, I'm out here in the streets trying to bring people to the masjid and bring people to peace and bring people. That's when I knew it was over with. Their Islam is not our Islam. They don't even, half of them are the hypocrite. They have a whole shirt in the Quran named the hypocrite. Most Muslims skip over that one.
Wow.
You got the Muslims killing people over there. Ain't no Muslim killing no woman and children. That's against Sharia. Muslims are supposed to be warriors. Muslims aren't supposed to be cowards. Look at the so-called Muslims that are out there right now. They're all, I would say, they're the Gog and Magog people. They're not Muslims. You know what I'm saying? And everyone that's claiming Islam right now and not saying anything about it, but you got a Muslim will tear your ass up if they see you eat a piece of pork right now. But you're not mad at the niggas in Dubai? You motherfuckers will tear your ass up right now if you don't if you say something about, y'all wearing hijabs thinking that's the culture. It wasn't the culture of our people. They're wearing hijabs and headscarves because they're from the desert. They were trying to keep shit out their eyes.
Wow.
Our women don't have to do that shit. This is your crown. Be free. We don't play that. You know what I'm saying? Look, the Muslims ran to Queen Khalifa and Queen Khalifa saved them. Look up the history. Let me tell you, the Muslims are a bunch of cowards. They always running and hiding up under our people, but they never fight for our people when we need it back. So how many times are how many times the Christians gonna hang y'all before y'all realize, hey man, Again, I say, Miss Massey said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And Jesus didn't save her to get shot in the face 2 times while the police came to the wrong house. How many? Come on now. Just because I ain't saying all the names, because I ain't trying to trauma, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that one I thought was real strange. She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. She didn't do nothing wrong. She was in the wrong house. She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Got shot in the face twice. Wow. Cracker right now. Let me show you how to look. I would tell them all now. We can say how the gangsters and the gangbangers are some cowards. Because they trained you to kill each other, and y'all ain't killed not near white man yet. Y'all not torturing not near white man in prison yet. White men come in prison doing stuff to kids and hurting our women and everything else. We let that ride. You know why? Because like you said in the beginning, it's a bunch of division that goes on. It's a bunch of division. First they said hate yourself, right? Now the Jamaicans hate the Americans hate the Africans hate, now we all divided. Let's go even deeper. Now the men hate the women. So who's fighting for who's playing their position? Everybody says they know themselves. Everybody know that I'm God. God of what? You can't be the God of food if you're not feeding nobody. You can't be a protector deity or warrior deity if you ain't fighting for nobody. So you're just floating around. They told you in American Gods, if you're not active, those gods disappear. You remember the TV show American Gods?
Yes. I never watched it, but
watch it, Goddess. They canceled it. When the season that they brought the Orisha in it, they canceled it. And I'm gonna throw this out there. Everybody's talking about AI and they're scared of this and they're scared of that because we well, y'all people are scared people. They got y'all scared. They got y'all worked up and scared about everything. But wait a minute, when you're looking at these ancient indigenous, we got when you're looking at these deities, look at the circuit board of your deity and look at what your ancient ancestors put up on their circuit boards in stone. Look up Ogun. We talking about AI, but then we forget who Ogun is, and Ogun is over all AI and technology.
Come on.
If they want to play this game, we should be supposed to be playing this game with them. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna play it a whole lot better because why? One, we have imagination. We could create. They're not creators. They're only leeches. Right. They're going to keep doing the same thing. They're going to do race things to bait us up, divide us, clickbait, rage bait, whatever they want to call it now. They're not creators. They got to do the same tactics over and over again. How many times are y'all going to fall for it? That's why I'm mad at our kind. How many times is a nigga going to fall for it? Right now, they're using them dumb Africans, and I can say that because I'm cool with the Koi clan. They're telling me, yo, we can't really rock with them Nigerians because these are the people that when the white man comes over here with some little money, they'll be the first ones that jump on it and go, wait a minute, who killed the 12 people? It wasn't the white people. The white people told the other people to kill the 12 people. They're using other black people to kill people in Sudan right now. How many times y'all gonna fall for that trick? They can pay you to go kill other innocent black people? Your soul is sheep. You are now a playable character. You are now a playable character. You know what? Nah, you can't. There ain't no converting nobody about that shit right there. Stay where the fuck you at. I don't want you over here. Ain't no forgiveness on my side. You see what I'm saying? Your Jesus don't save nobody. I don't think he's gonna forgive your ass. You think he damn sure ain't saving nobody. And the little energies that people go because they're having a spiritual experience because you're a spiritual being, and you're going to do the spiritual. Of course, you can call it whatever you want to call it, see whatever you want to see, because that's your consciousness, bringing your Christ consciousness. That's what they were telling you about, a Christ consciousness, not a physical man. The new, they have two new Christs right now. One of them is a woman, and one of them is an African dude. I can't pronounce the name, but they have two new Christs right now, and probably the last Christ is going to be is the woman Christ. But we don't understand that. We still talking about Jesus, though. You know what I'm saying? Because the religion is designed to keep us deaf, dumb, and blind. Right. The religion is designed to keep you talking in circles. The religion is designed they told you were stupid because you read the Bible and didn't realize you were stupid. Literally, there's because nobody read the Bible. There's so many chapters in the Bible. What's the word for it? Plagiarized. And it's the exact same story in this chapter that it is in this chapter that it is in this chapter. It's the exact same story that's on those pyramid walls. It's the exact same story that's on the pyramid walls down here in Mexico. It's the exact same story. That's ancient. So if they still in that, stay where you at. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind. I'm glad we had this conversation because we can point out the difference between spirituality and religious. You know what I'm saying? We can point out what the stones really do and why do you think they told you to stay away from it? Why do you think if we're saying that everything is so evil, right? Think about everything they say that we in our mind think is evil. They say the stones is evil, but when the white man first came over, the first thing he saw was our stones. Did he not? The first thing he saw was our minerals and stones, golds and tictites and all these different minerals and stuff in the walls and in the gas cups. Mansa Musa was the richest man in the world. They say he had gold, so much gold, he messed up the economy of gold. So luxury that we're talking about, oh, that's the devil, or oh, that's this. Luxury is actually your lineage. Luxury is actually your blood right. Come on. And we'd be like, oh no, the slaves. What about the slaves? Wait a minute, you mean the working class? Because they were wearing gold too, I thought. You see them wearing gold too. Come on. That's called a working class. We thinking working is slavery. If I can't do shit else, but you telling me you're gonna pay me for the rest of the year, I can feed my family. If I carry you around with 6 other dudes, by the time I come back, I'm gonna be nice, worked out. Is that not like these dumbasses that go to military for a Camaro? Some people go to work and don't buy nothing but shoes. They have a closet full of shoes. You sacrifice your time, blood, sweat, and tears, and look what you spent with your money on. Are you buying land? Are you buying something that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, change your life? So no, man, some people are just, they live in ignorance, they stuck with stupidity. That's not our reality. Our reality is luxury. If you're doing the research, if you're doing her story, if you're doing the research on knowledge yourself, luxury is your lineage. Luxury is your birthright, your supreme cosmic birthright. Our ancestors, they talk to us because guess what? When we were wearing gold and all these different things, we're trying to shine for the ancestors to see us.
Mm.
Were they not? You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at Chief Satchariwa, he's looking up in the sky. He ain't looking at nobody's face, looking in the sky because he's giving an offering. I don't know if you can see that or not.
I can see it. Yes. Yes.
That's Chief Satchariwa. That's an indigenous American chief.
Wow.
Of gemstones. That's our culture. The gemstones is our culture. We out here, you can't debate with nobody. They want to be stuck on stupid as them. But if you want to know yourself, wherever culture you want to acknowledge, you can be all of it because you have 12 DNA strands and they tell you to keep 11 of them are dormant. You really have 13. And they tell you to keep 11 of them asleep. Now, when you start meditating and dreaming and you thinking these dreams are just dreams, but the whole time they from different lives, and you might have had a dream and you was in China somewhere. You might have had a dream and you was in Spain, wherever you were. But no, man, I mean, we can go on and on. I know we pushing it right now, but no, man, I'm big against fuck religion. You see what I'm saying? I don't care about no religion. I don't care about the religious people. What I believe in is culture. I believe in ancient culture because you can't recreate culture. We can recreate our culture, but our culture is still going to be. There's nothing new under the sun. If we get back into the matriarch, if we get back into arts, the fine arts, the matriarchs, when you start getting into the art of what? The art of singing. Because guess what? Those people got paid to sing. That's why they came in. Wait a minute. We talked about all the things they stole from us. Didn't they steal the music from us? Who stole the music from us?
Come on.
Wasn't it the same people that stole the music from us that stole the drum from you? They stole your gemstones, they stole your gold. Wait a minute, they stole your culture. They tell you ain't shit. They made sure we don't never find our way back home. What are we talking about right now?
So they thought we wasn't gonna find our way.
You know what I'm saying? But we waking up every time you wearing an unk. That's DNA activation because somebody else gonna see it. And the unk is the ultimate key for what else? They could say portals, but it's the ultimate key for your third eye of your mind. First thing you see when you see a symbol or intergalactic passports is when you're looking at them, you're like, what is that? That means you just ask a question. Seek and you shall find. The second you ask a question, so damn, what is that? Damn, you got a bunch of what's the circle on the unk mean? What's the circle on the cross mean? That's what they're gonna ask you. Now you can deep dive if you want to. Matter of fact, don't ask me. Look it up on your phone what the unk represents. Look it up on your phone because anybody can tell you anything, right? Shit, you should be tired of just telling you anything.
Yes.
Once you go into that deep dive, it was a key. It opened the door for you to go ahead and deep dive and find yourself. Yes. This is an ancient symbol that the universe passed down. When you're looking at King Tut's dagger, it's a dagger it's a meteorite dagger, right? It's the perfect shaped dagger. They got it in the museum right now, right? The thing about it is the dagger is older than all of them. Nobody's looking at the real history. You look up the history of Nefertari, right? Where did she come from? Nobody knows where she came from. She just popped up on the scene. When you're seeing her on the temple walls, you see her on the temple walls with authority. Not every queen just went up there with authority. When you're looking at Akhenaten, he really wasn't running the kingdom like that because he was always in his spirit realm. He was always on some kind of plant medicine.
Right.
Long story short, the knife wasn't created by them. It was passed down to them. Who passed it down to them? These aren't the same entities. We go back to when you said some of these entities are just constructs of consciousness, right? But then I said, no, Sekhmet was real. She walked the earth. And people think that I'm no, they were real because don't they tell you about a race of lion people? Don't they tell you about a race of reptilians? We say we believe in the reptilians, but we don't believe in Wajet. We don't believe in Sobek. They were real entities. They passed down information to us. They weren't our enemies. They were people that was teaching us. And guess what? There's always a duality. Guess what? If we're not unified, when they come down here, they're gonna have to pick sides if they want to fuck with one of us.
Exactly.
If they pick our side, then shit, our side's gonna be the same blessing. Your side maybe not so much. Especially if you ain't following order with the overall unity of things. And it's never gonna be full unity because we understand it's a mindset. It's not just skin color. It's damn sure not going to be about no religion because that's why every religion still ain't helping each other. If it was the religion, all of them believe in the same God, same devil, all that bullshit. They're not helping each other.
Right.
The main purpose of religion is to get your dollars in the collection plate pots. That's it. So back in the news, just one more thing because I know I'm going, but look at all the museums that's being robbed right now. What are they being robbed for? The museums in France got robbed 2 times back to back. for over
Wow.
2,000 gold and silver coins and artifacts and gemstones. And the first thing they said was, somebody stole, I can't believe they stole the royal jewels that Napoleon stole. I mean, Napoleon acquired. Everything that's being taken right now is being taken by indigenous peoples and peoples that want their shit back.
Mm-hmm.
All the things that everything will be returned to its natural state, because we can talk all day. You can't beat nature. You can't beat the nature. You know what I'm saying? Nature, oh, you can cut your grass all day and tomorrow, and next weekend you're gonna have to cut it again. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? We're gonna always grow. And y'all,
They're supposed to also let the leaves lie where they lie because they help to replenish and heal the earth.
they didn't trick us out. Look, I say that all the time. We don't put minerals, we don't bury our dead no more. You put them inside a box and put chemicals in them so we can't even feed the earth no more. We don't. When do we minerally feed the earth, give anything back to the earth? Even your scraps. I be trying to tell them that when we finish with our seeds and stuff from the extra vegetables we're not using, or something go bad, go throw it outside. Before we throw it in the trash. We so quick to throw it in the trash. We lost all our traditions.
Yeah.
Now, if the first thing we saying is, well, because I hear a bunch of goofy coon. I'm glad. One lady said, "I'm glad we were put into slavery. I would have been somewhere worshiping a tree." My nigga, the tree is real. Two, if all of our science was replenishing the earth, and their science is destroying the earth, then what is you saying? Clearly, our ancestors must have been smarter than these people, because we weren't doing what they were doing, and we had the technology for it.
Right.
So,
But because
like I say,
a minute, we was also because they're given all these shiny cars and these big houses that they're building with just plywood. I'm like, the house, it takes so much to heat them in the winter. People can barely afford to pay the mortgage on them. So it's
get back
like,
to.
you
I'm
can't,
with you guys.
you know,
Get
and I'm
back to. And this is one of the I know a lot of people just talking, don't have a lot of solutions, right? Get into foreclosed properties, get into gold and silver right now, because guess what? Misery don't love company. White people, everybody is having this so-called thing where they calling themselves hurting right now. This is not nothing new to us. We've always been survivors. We've always been able to make something out of nothing, regardless of what y'all got going on. We gonna be all right. Other people, not so much. That's why they're going crazy right now. That's why they want to start a war so bad. That's why we're untouchable. As of right now, in the season that we're in the season of 9, in the season of Oya, a lot of the chosen ones are untouchable. The only ones you're seeing that's being touched are the dumb ones that's out there playing like pawns in the middle of the street. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? They can make it seem as traumatic as they want to play on your heart. Oh my God, they just hung some more people from a tree. What were you doing out this time of night with no security? Why weren't you with your people? Why are you out here playing? Because some stuff is only designed to trigger your emotions. A lot of these people are crisis actors. A lot of stuff isn't really happening. What we need to worry about is what's going on in your community. And I'm not just talking about just next door neighbors.
but it still goes, excuse me, what you're saying, it goes back to learning sacred science, using learning of Ma'at to balance yourself. When you angry, you need some love flowing. Sing a song that lifts you up. Write a poem. Speak a poem.
Listen
Draw
to a poem. Listen
something.
to a poem. Sometimes you ain't got to do it. Sometimes think about it. I don't got to be a singer, but where was the last time you went to a poetry club? When was the last time you went to a poetry club? When was the last time you heard live music with live drums and live music? They try the same way they trying to take over the art with AI, or that's what they're trying to do. But they took over, like think about it. They made the auto tune to stop the singers. We don't all have to do the same thing. Sometimes we could just sit back and meditate and appreciate it. I might be able to listen to you play the bells, and guess what? You playing the bells, not me playing the bells, but you saying this poetry might heal my soul. You feel what I'm saying? I might have needed that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but you know what I'm saying? We need to get back into respecting arts. And once you respect the art, because guess what? If everybody tries to hit that bell because you hit the bell, right? That's wasting comedic energy. That means I could have been doing something else, but I wanted to hit the bell because you hit the bell. No, I'm gonna let you hit the bell, and I might go get the maracas. I might go get my something else, or I might go get the singing bowl, or I might be a masseuse, or I might start singing. Folk master of self is everything. Know thyself and then master thyself. Master who you are. Whatever your art is, like you say, somebody might be over there painting, somebody might be over there wire wrapping, somebody might doing whatever your art is. Go back into your art. Your art was your gift. Don't turn off your gift.
Yes. And let me tell you something else. With that being said, that is also going to provide, it's going to bring forth abundance, and it's going to bring forth protection, because all of that art is vibration. And what does vibration do? It vibrates outward to keep away those things that are not of us.
Well, I'm gonna say this. We need to get into magnets. A
Mm-hmm.
woman is the representation of magnetism. So
Mm-hmm.
get into earth magnets. Look up the hematite lodestone. Lodestone in hoodoo tradition and culture is powerful for manifestation, attraction. What is an earth magnet? What does a magnet do?
Excuse me.
A
It pulls
magnet
the
it
track.
puts away negative
Right. And
and positive.
exactly.
So get into magnetism.
But
Understand what magnetism is, huh?
but that's that. There you go with that masculine and feminine energy again. Because that's where that balance is at.
And the balance is you look in there, you see one battery is facing one way and the other battery is facing the other way. So it's opposites, but it's balanced out for that divine masculine and feminine. You know what I'm saying? They've been studying us for a long time. They know
Along.
who we are, do you? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. We supposed to have knowledge of ourselves. They most definitely, what did Cat Williams say? The liar knows what lie he told. That's why he always watching. You know what I'm saying? When the week they sent everybody they could send, they sent comedians, they sent the musicians. They sent Earth, Wind, and Fire years ago to put us on. They sent Cat Williams to tell us a little bit of truth. They sent in all these different people to try to break down these industries because all this stuff has to fall. Now,
Yes.
once it falls, are we going to be like, there's a lot of places in Africa, they overthrew this, they overthrew their government. Yep, they fucking do. You overthrew your government. Now, do you have the skill to plant, to garden, to grow, to cultivate, to build? Or are we just going to destroy and we're not going to rebuild?
The
Then I
deal
think we need to be more strategic. I think you
is,
should be way more strategic in destroying. We always quick to destroy, but we need to have the plan to rebuild it just as fast. If
yes,
we don't like I believe that there's certain forces out there that we're needed. We most definitely need to destroy. We most definitely need to take back. We need to be on that same code for take back what's rightfully ours.
yes.
But you also have to have a plan. And
Hmm.
guess what? If you're doing it by yourself, guess what? They're gonna get you. We trick you off the street. You gone. And there's no progress. If anything, we went backwards.
Yeah, but this time it's going to be different.
No,
And
it's different.
there's
There's
a
no choice.
upcoming.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that he would come and talk, because he has an educational plan to teach the youth. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm sure he's connecting with other people, because there's plenty of people out here that know how to uh,
it's
cultivate the
so simple.
land and all of that.
I'll give it to you right now. It's really simple. And Kaba Community, he's on the team too. This is what you do. This is what we do. One, look up foreclosed properties. I'm talking about land masses. I'm talking about foreclosed properties. If you got you a little money, and guess what? Remember, we're going back to I'm talking about people that got money. I'm not talking about to the broke-minded people. I'm talking to somebody out there. If they say we're the largest grossing spending money. If we got that means we got more money than everybody. We spend money with everybody. Everybody wants to come and make money off of us. The Asian got an Asian store in the hood. The Arab got an Arab store in the hood. The white man making money in the hood. Everybody making money but us. If we got money like that, and everybody talking about some we don't believe in the fake Christian and everything else, then fuck Christmas, fuck Thanksgiving, fuck New Year's, fuck all this fake ass holidays for a second, fuck all this bullshit that we wasting our money on, right? Go find you some foreclosed property. I ain't say just buy some property they're trying to overcharge you for, because pretty soon all that the market is crashing. In recessions like in 2028, I mean, 2008, and there's a couple other times when the market crashes, the housing market crashes. You can get it for dirt cheap, especially in foreclosed properties. What do we do with these foreclosed properties? That's when we start talking about building. Wait a minute, what you think Mexicans over here for free? No, get to work. Now I need this. I'm gonna tell you what I need done. Y'all did it for the white people for cheap. You're gonna do this for cheap. And we have our own master masons that tell them exactly what to do. That's what they've always done. You think Imhotep built the pyramid, or did he tell somebody to build the pyramid?
Come
We don't
on.
understand that there's two different classes always. You think the Mexicans, people like, oh, black people didn't build the Olmec Canyon. Right, we didn't. It was built for us.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They work for us. It always been like that, but we don't want to acknowledge that here or there because we don't know who we are. We don't want to acknowledge that they work
Mm.
for us and do what we tell them to do. Everybody's watching us. Why do if don't nobody like black people? Why everybody watch black people as much as they do? Everybody want to rap. Everybody want to be R&B.
Like this, looking at the black people.
Now, mind you, this I'm gonna ask you. Like I said, you don't see too many Egyptians wear no unk, right? Where else do you see any kind of people into crystal technology? Our way.
Mm.
I ain't talking about the ancients. I ain't talking about the original peoples from those lands because clearly those aren't the original people. But what other people are into the stones the way we're into the stones?
Right. You know what? Memphadici Jehotimus talked about on one of his lectures how when he took a group um, to Egypt, that and they wanted to go, they were on their way in the pyramid, and he always has his attire on, and this particular hat he had on had an unk on it, and they told him he couldn't come into the pyramid.
In Egypt, that's not a rare occurrence.
That, but that's why would you not, if that in the pyramid our ancestors are holding the ankhs
It's
and all
not
of
they shit. It's not. They're
that.
not there to push it forward. They're there to make sure nobody gets into it. These people were surprised when they said there was underground layers of the pyramid. They were surprised. I thought y'all already knew that. We've been
They don't
matter of
know.
fact, you've been said this. So
Right.
wait a minute, what are we talking about right now? Like this isn't new to us. We've been like building technology for a while now. You see what I'm saying? We
Exactly.
we live this every day. In the 80s, this was ours. It wasn't. You didn't see not near Egyptian over there worried about none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they try
Exactly.
to block everything you do? That right now, what is the price of gold right now?
Why,
About
like,
4,200, about 4,200 an ounce.
mhm.
Why did they block Gaddafi? You telling me America hates niggas so much that they don't want to give a shit, but when Gaddafi tried to give us $1 billion in gold, y'all blocked that? Wouldn't that have changed the economy of America? You knew it would have changed the world.
Right.
The currency right now is knowledge, information. I'm not even gonna lie. But imagine this. Once we realize you're not chasing $1 million right now, you're chasing a kilo of gold. Wait a minute, how do we get a kilo of gold? Because guess what? I'm gonna tell you the easy way to do it, but they kind of made it seem like it was hard because it was all about the divine thing. You got people in lands that need help right now. That they know if you accept the help of this Asian or this white man, you're gonna be their bitch for another 150 years.
Mm-hmm.
Choose wisely. Or you can try something new. You can come work with these Black Americans. Shout out the Khoi clan. Khoi clan is actually one of the original clans of South Africa that's getting their land back. It's a funny thing about that. Well, I can't even say too much. If they get their land back, they get the mineral rights back.
Right.
The Khoi clan said they want to work with us over here. So we most definitely over here at the tribes, and they acknowledge us as different tribes over here. So we
Right.
acknowledge the Khoi clan. And they say, yeah, it ain't all the Africans that's on this nonsense. It's the ones that get paid to be coons and everything else. It's the ones that sold us out in the first place. We don't want to have a conversation that Shaka Zulu stole his people out. And Shaka Zulu, we want to, the bad people, we make them look like they were the heroes. And the heroes, we make them look like they were the bad people. You see what I'm saying? We still don't want to, we don't want to understand nothing that's really going on. We can always point fingers and act like we know what was going on 500 years ago and anything else, but it's a whole lot of evil shit that's being played out in real time. You from Delaware, we don't know what you're from Delaware, not far from where you're at. One of the three chiefs, your package? It's right here. No, my bad, I thought you were asleep. So on the three chiefs, were you looking at the bison horn?
Right. Wow. You know what?
That's not one chief. That's three chiefs. Two of them was dark skinned, one of them was Mongolian. One and just because they look like us, they're not us. The one of the chiefs in Delaware sacrificed his wife. The shit get wicked. He sacrificed his wife to be immortalized. So they mixed up their faces and made three chiefs. When you look at the bison, it's not a buffalo, it's a bison nickel.
Wow.
Even they're giving us the game back right now. We can take everything back right now if we had the knowledge of it. The knowledge is go get your artifacts back. Where are the artifacts? Antique stores, old antique shops, shit like that. White people, the old white people that stole it are dying. Their kids don't know what it is because they live the life of luxury and ignorance their whole life. They don't give a fuck about that shit. They're gonna give it away for the free. They have estate sales. They have foreclosed properties. They have storage units. This is how we literally come back up off of their loss the way they've been coming up off our loss for a long time. When you're into the foreclosed properties, we get these properties. What do we do with these properties? What did you say? Like I said, we're gonna start building houses like our elders built the houses. They're still alive. They're still telling us how to do it. We know how to do brick masonry. We know how to lay copper pipes because we don't want the plastic pipes in there because we know fibroid tumors and breast cancer runs high in the black community. Why? Chemicals they put in the water. So we know what we need our own water well. We need copper pipes and shungite stones to purify the water, our water wells. This is not this is not hard. This is some easy shit that I already have the minerals. I just need the money to go ahead and start building. We have land, we need to start building. The land is plentiful. They got us out here thinking that this shit ain't plentiful. Meanwhile, everybody's trying to come over here. They got us over here hating and talking about moving back to Africa. Meanwhile, everybody's trying to move over here. They're trying to trick you out the spot.
Right.
You will put here over here for, and guess what? They can say anything. You say that, but then you got the Unk on. The Unk is a universal construct. They have the Unk in America, in Ohio. You see what I'm saying? These are universal constructs. They can't take knowledge, especially knowledge that nobody else is using but us right now. That's the same way you can say the cross isn't from over here. But yes, it is, because it belongs to Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent of the Americas. But we don't want to go into those. If we want to talk about religion, let's talk about the real gods of America that are originally all black gods. Look up Kokopele. Look up Quetzalcoatl. You see what I'm saying? These are all black gods of America that we're not really tapping into because they got you running behind Jesus and they copy Jesus off of Quetzalcoatl. Look up who Quetzalcoatl is. And they'll try to switch it up and change it and whitewash it all. But just do your research. Once you do the research, look, I ain't got to tell you nothing. You down the rabbit hole then. Look, I'm just a lake, but I'm just going to open the door for you. Go down that way. You know what I mean? We can go left or right, whichever one you want to go. But the X is yours, the cross is yours, all the swastika is yours. All these different things are yours in divine right and cosmic right. It was gifted to you as a symbol to communicate with the spirit guides or cosmic guides, whatever you want to call them.
Right.
So, no, as far as that bison, he sacrificed his wife. There's a lot of evil things. He sacrificed his wife to impress the Christians, and he made a deal with them. So like I said, a lot of those things, these people didn't win wars by straight up fighting us. They won wars because people sold out. They won wars like you went out bad, like Montezuma II. He went out bad. I mean, a bunch of us were kings, but guess what? There's a lot of $5 kings that don't last 5 minutes. Montezuma sold his people out. There's a lot of kings that sold their people out. There's a lot of chiefs that sold their people out. So guess what? In the new realm that we're moving into, there's no more kings. It ain't no more kings. We got councils. We already have, when you go back to the educational process of the lands, that's why I said we have our elder, we already have different, we got acres and acres of land, and we got people building on these land, and we build them the right way. We already have domes and pyramid homes. Right, one that we can do out of hemp. We can do out of this hemp is not flammable. There's different things we can do. Pineapple, I know it sounds crazy, but there's different kind of things we can do that the houses are unflammable. They won't tear up. They last for a long time. Mud houses. It sounds bad, but they can actually make some exotic mud homes.
They've also been saying get rid of all these corners.
And yes, we're gonna do it for the fence way. I know that's the age word of it, but the fence way of our prototype. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. When it comes to when you build in your house, we're gonna do it at our own angles. We're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? That's already in the blueprint. They know exactly what they're doing. That we don't have to be smart. I'm not telling you some new shit. We can go back to the more science. Fuck the fake Moors and the fake Hebrews. We're gonna go to the more science, the book of knowledge, and look at how they want things done. You see what I'm saying? Because they weren't talking about organization or no goofy shit. They were telling you science that helps you move with the stars.
Right.
Like everybody, we always say it like a joke, be water, but you don't want to be cosmic water. You don't want to flow with the universe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, the elders would have their own place. Like a lot of the elders be like, we don't acknowledge them. The elders have their own home where we have gardens. We have gardens. We have our own places where people can do psychedelics. Why? Oh, you're doing psychedelics because that's where the healing's at. I don't care what nobody's talking about. You can do psychedelics to be a dumbass if you want to, but 9 times out of 10 you're doing psychedelics because you got some kind of emotional trauma and healing you need to heal.
Mm.
But when you talk about mushrooms, you're healing your inner child. When you're
Mm.
talking about DMT, you're talking to your ancient ancestors, which is still you. It's a DNA, it's a bloodline that goes before you and after you.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? You're talking to the ones before you and the ones after you. So when you're on these plant medicines, and our ancestors have always done it, it's not no new. None of that I'm saying is new.
Mhm.
What did your ancestors do? What did they do on the temple walls when you see Anubis putting an unk into the pharaoh's mouth? That unk is mushroom. And you know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So, and when you're looking up, even that, let's go down the rabbit hole. Okay, that's why I said it's each rabbit hole you can go down. And once you start studying it, and be like, okay, well, what does the mushroom do? What does the mushroom represent? What is, you see what I'm saying? What is the mushroom? That's the divine matrix. You're tapping into the what they call the mycelium network.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're tapping into the matrix. You're tapping into the mother. You're talking directly to mom. You know what I'm saying? When you're on
Wow.
mushrooms, that is a feminine. It's, I don't want to call it. It's a feminine medicine. When you're on ayahuasca, you're talking to the grandma. That's what you ain't ever heard people talk about ayahuasca being the grandma plant. You're talking to the ancient grandmas. When you're doing certain shrooms, you're talking to ancient deities. Most of them are women, unless it's your archetype. Like you might see Thoth, but Thoth don't really talk. You might see Haru or Damballa, but like that's what I saw. You might not see that, but they don't really speak to you as much as the women speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, nah,
Wow.
man. Azurite. I'm gonna tell you that because I know we ain't talked a lot about stones because I had a lot to get off my chest about the religious thing. But
You
this has
surely.
been amazing because we don't talk about it enough, and enough's not being said about it. And people are still out here talking about, oh, prayers for these people and prayers for that people. Them people don't give a damn about you. Them people ain't trying to save themselves. Meanwhile, what did everybody tell Black Americans to do? You got to get up. You can't be lazy. You can't. You got to fight. They specifically told us nobody's coming to save you. We got to save ourselves. Meanwhile, as soon as everybody else gets tapped on the ass, they expect us to save them.
Mm.
If we what Eric Badu said, if we were made in His image, call us by our names. If we
That's
your
it.
savior, act like it. Respect us as such. You see what I'm saying? The way y'all bow down to the white people down over there, go ahead and get the help from the white people, Jamaica. Jamaica's not on my to-go list. You see what I'm saying? There's a bunch of other places in the world we can go, especially when, like I said, 75% of them aren't allowed on their own beaches.
Wow. Yeah.
Meanwhile, they have so much to say about Americans. Haiti has so much to say about Americans. Meanwhile, y'all swimming around billions and trillions of dollars, and y'all don't know that y'all on top of that. Ask any Jamaican Haitian about the iridium. They know nothing about iridium. They know everything about what's going on over here, what we not doing, everything else. They know nothing about iridium.
Mm. And it was our ancestors using, I think it was hoodoo in order
Listen,
to.
a lot of things have been misconstrued because they be like, it's their ancestors and everything else. The Haitians didn't do nothing by themselves. It was ancient, just like you have the Queen on Anana, right? A lot of the Queen of the Moors, right? So I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm a descendant of Duty Bookman, right? Duty Bookman isn't from Haiti. He was sent to Haiti. He's the one that did he made everybody ready for the revolution. It's an energy, so boom, it has nothing to do with their bloodline the way we put it on. If it did, why aren't they doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Because they can do the first thing that when certain people get certain magics, the first thing they want to do is what? I want to use it against my brother. You've already lost. First
Exactly.
thing these women start doing when they do magic is, oh, I want to make somebody fall in love with me, or I want to make somebody hair fall out. You've already lost. Why you
Yeah.
ain't do this juju? If they were so powerful, why you ain't do this juju against the white man?
Because and the deal is exactly because it's given to us for healing and protection.
And guess what? When you're a Levite and they don't know what Levites are, they don't understand why they even wear purple. They don't understand why amethyst is their birthstone. They don't understand nothing about the Levites. They don't understand that they're custodians of information that they didn't. When you're a custodian of information, you have to keep that information. You can't. What's the word for? What's the word for it when you alter it? You trying to alter it and add to it, you're fucking up. If you're the custodian of something,
You
somebody
keep
passes it down to you.
right.
Now, when you were at your highest form, you respected the matriarchs, you respected those mothers because it wasn't just them. There, Fatima. There was a lot of people that was down there that aren't Haitian. They were indigenous people from all over. You got to realize we're acting like Haiti was. Think about this is another lie right here, right? When they be like, "Oh, it was so many slaves brought to Haiti and brought to other," were they brought there? Were they already there? Because you just said when Christopher Columbus came down there, they were already there. So but the first thing they said they were brought. Everybody's they're not listening to themselves. Did you hear what I just said? But we even believe in this shit that Christopher Columbus made it to America. He never stepped foot nowhere in America. Give him credit for like conquering some shit. When they stepped foot, when they came to Haiti or Hispaniola or whatever they want to call it, when they came to Haiti, that whole island was whatever they could call it. It wasn't Haiti, the empire of Haiti or whatever, right? But think about it. They wouldn't call it an empire if it wasn't already very much established. They're lying about everything. Think about it. They're saying that they brought the slave. The first thing they say is, we brought the slaves to Jamaica. We brought the slaves to Brazil. We brought the slaves to America. We brought the slaves. But I just showed you Christopher Columbus and his 3 ships that they made up never came to America. This is by their written statements. They only got certain places. And that's in those little islands that they felt like they could get out on people because the people were really docile. They really weren't warriors like that. Remember, we had no reason to be if everything grows abundantly.
Exactly.
The first thing they do is, and they weren't winning wars just by like, they weren't winning wars like that. They were winning wars by giving people sicknesses. We give them way too much credit. The first thing they did was give you disease. Smallpox knocked out 60% of this population. They weren't. White people were like, oh man, if the black people were so great, how did we conquer y'all? Through biological warfare, chickenpox, smallpox, all the other things that y'all were masters in because y'all were nasty as hell in Europe. Right. You see what I'm saying? They're not. No, we give people way too much credit, and we've been worshiping these people way too long, and worshiping them. We're giving them our energy, and now think about it. We said this before. 20 years ago, was white man built the way he's built now? They watched everything we did, worked out. They coming up with these new shakes. They got these new workouts. Why? Because they wanted to be like Michael Jordan. They wanted to be like all these people that were naturally like this. Right. You can't knock them for that. The white women have the bodies that they have 25 years ago now. No. You think they have been studying y'all since Sarah Barton? Oh, we don't want to talk about Sarah Barton. I want to forget about her too. How long do you think they were studying the black woman before they figure out what kind of milkshake they needed, how many squats she needed to do? What did she have to do and focus into her everyday life to become the closest thing to a black woman? And yet y'all out here copying a copy of yourself, which never comes out right. When you copy a copy of anything, you put that someone on a printer, it never comes out right. You're trying to copy a copy of yourself. Wow. So yeah, learn yourself, man. Know yourself. Get into silver, gold. Going back to the community thing, we already just told you if we're building with certain stones, shungite, copper. Wait a minute. If niggas wake up in Haiti and know what they can do with that iridium, if the niggas in the Congo realize that right now they're using all those stones that they out there sacrificing their own children. It's not the white man sacrificing their children. It's not nobody else. They're sacrificing their children and giving the shit away to the white man. That's the disrespect part. You did all that to give it to the white man. You see what I'm saying? So what is everything about right now? Minerals. Get into the mineral game. Overstand with this mineral game. Wait a minute. They might think I'm crazy. Oh, you just talking about Christian. Okay. Foolish Negroes is the only ones not getting rich on minerals right now because bricks is all about minerals. That's what bricks is about, rare earth minerals. You see what I'm saying? The same thing that these people been on these corners, these poor righteous teachers been on every street corner trying to sell you that shungite or sell you that crystal. That's what they over there at war for in Ukraine right now, shungite, to be exact. Those black pyramids, to be exact. There are several black pyramids that produce and conduct energy that they're fighting for. And we can act like we don't want to have that conversation, but the military give you the files are open. Every file, but files they don't want to be open. They'll tell you everything right about now. You know what I'm saying? So no, but like we're not in the age of believing nothing no more. We're in the age of knowing. All information is available to you. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that I'm saying is new under the sun. Everything is you can look it up. We just got to build ourselves up. Everybody's not welcome to where we're going, to the real promised land, to the Crystal City. That's what the Quran and Bible, Torah, and everything else said. The Crystal City. Look up the Crystal City. You know what I'm saying? That's what Malachi Zior said. Crystal City is going to have to be a bunch of like-minded people that understand crystal technology, or understand plant technology, or understand plant like also we understand what healing is. Because some people can't come in around high vibrational frequencies. We're going to have frequency homes where those homes you don't have to pay electricity because guess what? If it's solar powered, what are we paying for?
Exactly.
If we know that we can save and produce energy through certain minerals out of the Congo, there's a stone we don't have to. We talking about solar power. There's a stone in the Congo that they're fighting for right now that produce. I mean, talking about conduct energy, but produces energy.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
whenever they're ready, we could have been got started, or we could do it a long way. It's gonna take me a little time. I just gotta, you know what I'm saying, sell one piece at a time, get my little money, and I'll do it all by myself.
But it's gonna
Uh,
get done.
it's gonna get done one way. It's already when I said it was already done. So it's
There you
like you say it's when we say, you know what I'm saying, you say it, everything that come out your mouth at this point in time should already be like, yeah, I know it's done. We're not in the age of believing right now. We're in the age of knowing. If you're in the age of believing and hallelujah and Allah Akbar and everything else, and keep praising whoever you're gonna praise, but all those gods have failed you like horribly. I might as well go back to where my ancestors was at. You see what
wow.
I'm saying? What grandma said, put that root in that bag and keep that bag with me at all times. I'm gonna do what grandma said.
Exactly.
You wearing a cross that you saying that's what that's what you say they hung Jesus up on, and that's what, and you're wearing it because that's what they killed. You saying if you believe in Jesus, they strung him up and they strung his disciples upside down on the cross and they strung him up on it, and that's your symbol. That's the symbol that I bet Jesus gonna see that symbol like that symbol. People are asking, they're retarded. I'm not worried about what nobody think because half the time don't nobody be thinking.
Yeah.
So no, it's ancient symbolism. Ancient symbolism is ancient technology. Sankofa. Don't let these people trick you out your spot. Learn what's going on in this world as far as one man's treasure, another man's treasure. People are losing their auction. Take you $200. Call your local storage unit and ask them when they have an auction. Go. This is how you can get away from the system. The reason I'm telling you this is so you don't have to work for nobody. You go buy a storage unit for $200. Open that storage unit. But you got to have a good eye too. You see electronics in the storage unit. You see coins in that storage unit. What can you sell out the storage unit? So if you spend $200 on the storage unit, this storage unit need to make me $1,000 back.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? When we get into the coin thing, they're not making pennies no more. Pennies are discontinued. Exactly. If you got a book penny collection, I would sit back on your pennies right now. Start looking at coins because coins is making money right now. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. If you're looking into silver, it's probably one of the best investments you can do right now because it's still reaching. It's still at I think silver right now is right at $48 an ounce. And people be like, "Oh man, that's expensive. You spent $250 on an ounce of weed. You don't go buy ounces of silver because guess what? The same way gold 10 years ago probably been was $150 an ounce. Now it's $2,000. It's $4,000 an ounce. 4,000 and some change an ounce. So think about it. How does silver multiply, especially when gold and silver is the new currency in Florida, Ohio, and a lot of places out west? Don't take my word for it. Look that up. Ohio just passed a law that right now gold and silver is the new currency.
Wow.
The American dollar is gone. On the new gold backs, it's all women, it's all matriarchs. They're letting you know that so-called white man forefather shit is out of here. The American dollar is gone. Most people ain't accepting cash no more.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? All the new money is matriarch money. I ain't got it on me right now. But look up gold backs. Look up gold backs. Invest in gold backs. Put your money up. Watch your money grow every day. If you don't own it, if you don't have it in your hand, like people be talking about stock markets and bitcoins and everything else, what happens when they turn the lights out?
Exactly.
And you can't get on your cell phone. I can still have some gold. People like don't think with your own mind. Think, you know what I'm saying? Think. That's it. Just think. Shit, get into some shit that makes sense. Stay high vibrational. Stay high. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's so much we could talk about, but.
Exactly. But we gotta get ready to go because we've been on here 2.5 hours and the sun is about to go down. Because I was like, why my thing got dark all of a sudden? I was like, oh, that's right, because I was going off of.
I saw it. I was like, oh.
Yeah. So,
but I appreciate this conversation because a lot of stuff that I try to have this conversation with other people and they'd be scared to have it because they were like, well, I can't say this because my Muslim friends, or I can't say this because my Christian friends, or I can't. Bro, how are we gonna get? That's just like saying I can't say this about child molesters because my uncle's a child molester. I can't say this. No, we gotta expose this shit so we stop making the same mistakes because ain't no way we're allowing these kids to make the same mistakes we made.
Exactly.
Why do you think these politicians, these grown ass politicians, the predator mind frame, right? Why these grown ass politicians going to the college to debate?
Wow.
They're debating kids.
Yeah.
They're trying to take the minds of kids.
Yeah.
Why do you think they target the colleges? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I don't. I used to drive Lyft, and I picked up a passenger, and he said, uh, that's what the politicians were trying to figure out how they could try and get to the children, the college, that group, because that group of people, young people, they like, oh, we ain't for none of that mess.
Look, now we're in a new age of consciousness. Some of them college kids ain't going, but think about this: a lot of kids are followers. That's why they join gangs. That's why they join fraternities, all this Greek nonsense and everything else like that. That's why they accept being humiliated and doing weird shit to them to be a part of something. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these people will take that rhetoric and run with it. That's why I be looking at these so-called conservative blacks, and you got to ask them, what are you conservative of? Because the shit don't make sense. You got coons out here. They're not welcome. We'll let your actions. We got to teach the ones we're gonna teach. There is no tasty backsies. What's the old girl name? She trying to come back around now. I forget her name. She always talk bad about the black community, but now the white people after her, so she's trying to slick her way back on.
Joy Reid?
No. This is a younger one. She was real cool with that Charlie Kirk boy.
I don't know.
Damn, man.
Oh, look.
She real smart, but she took their role. Anytime you see a black person try to take that role, oh, I'm gonna be cool with white people. These white people told you exactly what they think of you. We're not here to try to revert nobody, convert nobody, none of that shit. We're here to build our own situation away from them because the pawns move first. There's a whole lot of land. Niggas are slow. We think that the world is small and there's places in the woods that's ducked off where we can build our own little Wakanda. They gave us all we got to do is do it. Wait a minute, how do we do it? Put a couple dollars together, go find you some foreclosed properties, go make you some little money. I just gave you the game of how you can flip you and make you some money.
Right.
Take that money and just invest and keep doing it. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We have to get together again.
Yes, ma'am.
When we do, I'm gonna let you do your thing, but I need you to put those crystals, those jewels, those talisman, and the those things on the screen also, so the people can see why you showed them your wisdom today. Now they need to see why you are magnificent, the wise, magnificent carver. We got to give them all of you, okay? So thank you for taking the time. Uh, the sun is going down over here, and we got to end this live,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
we will definitely, isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. We have to, so we'll do it again.
Yes, ma'am. And
Um,
thank you. Appreciation.
yeah, see there. Yes, I need them to see this also. You know, like I said, we gave them the wise, magnificent. Now we need to give them the magnificent carver also.
I say.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate the conversation for real.
Yes, yes, yes. And tell your beautiful wife I said hello. Um, her and I gonna have to get a conversation going
Yes,
one of
ma'am.
these days. I would appreciate that. But
I still say.
thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming on here um, and taking the time to speak on those things that are in very extremely important. And I'm glad it's on your heart and that you came and just and flowed with it and allowed me to flow with you today.
Man, I
So
appreciate
thank
you for
you.
having me, guys. I'm very humble. I appreciate you too. And
You're
manifest well,
welcome.
manifest abundantly. The veil is thin.
Yes, yes. I will
Peace to the
talk to you
clan.
soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Asha. Thank you, loves.